All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're live right now. What time is it? 7:59. 7:59, ladies and gentlemen. 4 minutes late. So crucify me. Crucify me. All right, we're pretty much right now. It's just me and Brianna. I invited two other people. Well, I mean, one of them asked to come on. Obviously, his name was Nick. He was on the very first podcast. And I mean, obviously, like I said, anybody who's ever been on the podcast before is always open to come on. So it's gonna be nice to have him on. We have a new person coming on. His name is Jim, or at least he said he'll be able to come on. And then there's another person named Letitia. Letitia or Letitia. So she's gonna be able to come on also.
Cool.
So yeah, hopefully all right, well, oh yeah, sorry. What'd you say, Brianna? I was listening to something real quick. I think she was doing something else. We here, 4 minutes late, but we still here. Like always, have to do the rounds and go all over the damn place and get the links out. I mean, there's Cure Zone, there's Recognize, there's Facebook. I have to get all those links out, and then once I get all those links out, we'll be all go. It's still a lot, I mean, with all the links and stuff. I mean, before, like I said, it was just Reconnect in the WhatsApp group. Now it's like, I have to go all over the damn place. Yeah,
I'm
Nick
trying to
just
talk
really
Forrest into getting on. I'm listening to you, but
okay.
him and I talk like almost every day, and he's just like, "Oh, you're doing the live right now," and I'm like, "Yeah."
We have to have him on.
He needs to get on and share his experience on what it was like meeting me. It just, you know what I'm saying? Just like
Yeah,
boosts
I feel
morale, man. Like
I feel
he's chill. He's
I feel as
very
though
like.
everyone. Nick, I
But
feel as
I'm
though
trying
everyone
my
who
best on from weeks ago when you asked me to try to pull people in. Like I'm not trying to let you down, you know? Like I'm trying my best.
yeah, I'm sending out links left and right to people, like, hey, if anyone wants to join in, let me know. Please
No, because
come,
I like what you're doing, bro. Like seriously, like honestly, you could be saving people's lives and don't even know it. And I'm not even being dramatic. Like I'm being like dead ass.
and this is just the first step. So like I said, I mean, I don't want to go with my head in the clouds. With my heads in the clouds, thinking that I'm gonna, cure this shit. But I'm definitely gonna try and go into something just to try and even alleviate the symptoms. I mean, either whether it be biology or chemistry or just whatever. Because I don't know. I feel as though at this point in my life, I really have nothing else to do except for like try and do something about this.
Oh my gosh, he said I'm gonna stay tuned to hear what you say about me, LOL.
Oh my
Just
god.
get on the joint, dog. See, this is what I'm talking about. He probably
This is
heard
what I'm
me.
talking about. Shit, this is what I'm talking about.
Just,
Shit,
get
that's what I'm
on,
talking about.
like, and
No,
like laugh with us.
I know. Shit, that's my man. I don't know.
He's
I don't.
funny. Like, get on and laugh with us. Like, come on.
I seriously don't.
Who's
Oh,
that, Nick? Hey, Nick.
what's up?
Let me
Hello?
just yeah, we can hear you, man. Can you
All
hear
right,
us?
cool. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. So, so how's everybody doing?
How are you?
Just been a pretty boring plain day, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
same thing here.
I laid low for Thanksgiving. Ate, just ate in my room. Like,
Damn, I wish I could eat in my room. Shit, my parents would beat my ass if I did that during Thanksgiving. Shit.
yeah.
I had to go to the friggin' like I mean, luckily I didn't have to sit with like all the adults and stuff. I kind of sat on the side doing my own thing. It's like they didn't really no one really
Mhm.
said anything. No one really bothered me, so that was nice. But like I said, I still had to go through that whole thing. It's pretty dope that your parents let you sit on the side though. My parents would beat my ass if I did that shit.
My parents aren't married, so like my parents have been divorced since I was in seventh grade, so
Yeah.
I don't
Yes.
even see my dad unless we schedule a time to see each other. And my mom cooks every year, and then she can't really tell me what to do at 30. So,
That's true.
like,
Shit, that's true.
bro,
Shit. My parents, I
it's
mean, I'm
like
19 right
I
now.
went downstairs, I bowed my head and prayed, even though I don't believe in that shit, and walked upstairs with my plate. B,
Real
like,
talk. Shit. I hear exactly what you're saying. I mean, shit, my parents, they beat my ass. If I even dared to, like, do something like that, they'd beat my ass. I'm talking. Damn. I've asked them a few times, like, just be on the side and just do my own thing, but they were like, no, you're not doing that shit. Coming down to the fate. I'm like,
I think that comes more like more a just the older you get, like let your parents know you're your own person. But you got a lot of y'all are still in college, so y'all haven't hit that peak yet. Like I graduated like 5 years ago, So
that's the stuff right there. Shit.
for me, it's kind of like I just come and go as I please. Like half the time, she don't even know where I'm at if I'm gone.
That's the kind of shit I'm trying to do. Like, I can't help but feel as though my mom wants to keep tabs on my ass once I graduate. Like, oh, where you going, where you working, where you living, who you talking to. Like, I don't want to deal with that
I,
bullshit. Like,
it asks me that, but at this, I think it's really just to make sure I'm like financially stable. It really has nothing else to do with anything else. I didn't tell them what you said. What is he talking about?
I know what he's talking about.
Sorry, I'm not talking to y'all. I'm talking to someone else.
Yo, nigga, how was your Thanksgiving, man?
It was good, like I got to see some, people I haven't seen in a long time, but it was kind of bad but kind of good at the same time. So, it was all right. Um, it was really packed. I know that for a fact. It was really packed there and stuff. So, but yeah, it was decent.
I
So,
remember you said like cause I remember I said in the chat that my parents told me at the last minute that we were having guests, and then you were like, oh yeah, Sam, dude, that
yeah, I
must have
totally
sucked.
understand. Yeah,
That shit. Oh, I hate that shit. Like if we're gonna have guests, whatever. But like at least let me know like a fucking at least like 3 days ahead. Don't let me know like not. I think they told us like or at least my mom told me like 2 hours ahead of the maybe 2, 4, maybe even 8 hours before the damn thing. I was like Jesus Christ. That shit
yeah.
was annoying.
Yeah. So, like, was the symptoms bad for you guys? Like the reactions?
not because I was off to the side. Like I was off to the kids table. It was
Yeah,
me and my brother, and then like I mean it's not a kids table, but we're not fully grown adults in their eyes. So obviously we had to sit at the we had to sit at like the side or whatever. It was like me, my brother, he's 21, and I'm 19. There was like a 14-year-old, and then there was like a 17-year-old or whatever. We were just off to the side. We didn't really, I mean we talked, but it was whatever. But the symptoms weren't bad because we were off to the side. Had I been like, with them, it would have been completely different. Or at
yeah.
least I think. But what about you, B?
What about what?
How was your thing? Like, what was your like the reactions during Thanksgiving? Was it alright or?
Oh, like I just had a small plate of like turkey, like a tiny bit of mac and cheese, and a tiny bit of sweet potatoes, and that was it. Like I mean, and it flared me up just the smallest portion of mac and cheese put me to like a level 7, and then I posted in the group that that was the brand of chlorophyll I had never tried, and even today while I was out, so Thanksgiving was a few days ago. So I've been drinking a lot of water, eating a lot of pasta, and just sweet potatoes, and that's it. Like I didn't gorge on Thanksgiving food, so I went out today, and it's like people can still smell me from a distance, but I haven't had the reaction of the coughing and sneezing or anything in a long time. And then, so my little cousins, they don't know I'm drinking the mint chlorophyll, and they're giving me compliments on my breath, and they're like, "Bree, like your breath smells like it's like we can talk to you close now." So, but every few hours, like I have to like swallow it or gargle with it and stuff. It wears off, but I guess what irritates me is like my breath is my main source, right?
Yeah.
So But the thing is, people can still smell me from a distance. But the thing is like I don't understand why the chlorophyll isn't hitting the rest of my organs to like I guess deodorize it if that makes sense.
It does. I mean, for the little time that I took it, it pretty much did for me. The only reason I like stopped taking it was because, at least in my area, because I know you're in the DC area. Over here in
Yeah.
Westfield, obviously Westfield is like in the middle of nowhere. So if you're gonna get supplements, it's not gonna be cheap. So I mean, yeah, that shit ran me dry. I was like, man, I can't keep doing this shit. So I'm doing like a lot less expensive supplements now. But when I was doing it, it pretty much I wouldn't say cleansed the entire system, but it cleansed a good amount of my system, enough to the point where I saw somewhat of a little bit of relief, not a whole lot, but it was still there.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I can leave the house now where it's like my breath is fresh and you can barely detect any bad smell coming out, which is a miracle for me. God
Yeah, I
damn.
know,
Okay.
shit, yeah, anything's a
So
miracle.
let
Like
me
if
tell
something
you.
works for me, like if something works for me, it's
But
a
the
miracle. Shit.
yeah, but the thing is, it's like I don't know why. Like all I can think is like just years of the TMA building up. My body, like my organs, are just saturated in because all I give off is an ammonia odor, man. Like I haven't gotten those other comments in so long, and like I even noticed like going to the gas station and stuff, like everything, like when I talk to people, they don't back up. They're not going like this. So I ordered like three more bottles today, on Black Friday. Cause Amazon and shit had it, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
So I was like,
Amazon
oh,
taking
nah,
it.
I can talk to
Yeah.
motherfuckers now. Let me find out I can talk to people. Let me find out.
Shit. Yo, yo, Brianna, I'm telling you right
See that?
now. Yo, Brianna, I'm telling you right now, you fucked up. You should have bought fucking at least 20 more bottles. If that were my ass, shit, I would have bought the whole damn warehouse. I don't give a fuck.
Well, that's that. Hold on, I can't barely hear you. The volume kind of like cut down, but yeah, that's all I could afford. Like, I still take the resveratrol like Anya recommended. That
Yeah,
works for her right away, but I don't think it's doing anything for me. It's not making it worse, but it's not making it better. Like,
damn. Yeah, I know. I know some people said
yeah,
it
your
didn't work
volume
for
went
them.
down. You have to like, I can barely hear you or Nick, or like, I can't hear anyone.
Let me try and see what I can do real quick.
Say it again.
Let me try and see what I can do real quick to try and fix it.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. It just drastically like lowered. Like, I mean, maybe if I put my headphones in, it might bounce back.
Y- I just increased the volume for both Nick and me. I'm not too sure if that's good, or I'm not too sure if it's Brianna's end that's making the audio low though.
Okay, I can hear you better now. I'm just gonna keep my headphones in. I don't know what in the hell happened, but now I can hear you perfect again.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, I was just saying like as far as like what's going on with my body, like I don't like I asked my cousins today, like I went out for a few hours and they were like, yeah, your body odor's like a level 4 or 5, like it's ammonia. And I'm like, but does it make you want to like run away from me? And they're like, no, like they said like it's getting lower, but they were like, it's not coming from my hair. Like they don't, my breath smells like 10 times better. So I'm like, well, where the fuck, bruh, like where this shit coming from? Like that's what be like killing me now because I'm like, I mean, where the fuck is it coming from? Like, and then my mother, family members, ex-boyfriends have all confirmed my breath was the main source. Like, I literally remember in like high school, guys would be like, "Oh, like I would date her if it wasn't for her breath." So I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like, so obviously that was the main problem. The main problem is obviously damn near solved
Yeah.
if I can get it down like 2 more points. But so where the fuck is the other shit coming from?
And have you noticed like anything else, like in terms like, or is it just that, or is it just like Because I remember you said sometimes your TMAU will flare up when you exercise.
Yeah, but I've been just like eating and like laying around to gain my weight back, honestly.
Yeah.
Like I watched the podcast from the other day and I caught up with it right before we went on to this one. And that's what. I told Forrest or whatever, like, like white rice makes my breath stink worse than when I eat fish. Like, a lot of stuff that Anya and other people say they can eat, like, it really makes me fucking reek. And my body is very sensitive. And the only thing I can think of is the people that can eat more food and like be more social that haven't had it as long as like some of us,
Yeah.
is their body is still strong enough to where it's filtering properly. But for me, it's like, dog, I've been eating sweet potatoes for almost 4 days straight. That shit don't make me flare up. I use the bathroom
Damn.
I'm not constipated, so it's not like a fecal odor building up in my gut. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like, damn, like for real, where's the shit coming from?
Damn. I mean, one thing I can say is like, I mean, if you can handle sweet potatoes, which I mean, I've noticed a lot of people say that they can. That's some good shit. Right? I mean, you definitely have like some enzymes that are still working. Cause I know my ass can't handle no damn
But
sweet
see,
potatoes.
but listen though, I can't eat white potatoes, like French fries and white potatoes. That shit makes my breath smells like pure shit. I ain't lying. Like I can't eat any type of white potato, and I ain't talking about with sour cream or butter. I'm talking about just like I don't know what's wrong with me. Like just a white potato, white rice, certain white pastas. It's like what the fuck, like that shit
Damn.
should not be doing that to me, and it makes me smell worse than like if I were to eat a fish sandwich. Like honestly,
Damn.
that
I
like that's what
can.
I can't figure out. Like it's a fucking puzzle. Like and I'm just tired. Like sometimes I just lay down and just I don't cry anymore, but I just
Yeah, but
lay
you're tired
down
as
out of
fuck.
just like yeah I feel defeated. Like what the fuck? Like because you know why too? The guy who made the first Facebook group for TMAU, his name is Mike, I think, and he's a middle aged white guy. He got diagnosed when he was young and has kids or whatever. And he said that they diagnosed him with a genetic one, and he was like he can't eat anything, like everything makes him stink.
Damn. Everything
And
like
everything, and that's what scares me. Like sometimes I'll be thinking like, what if like the ones that have it more severe, that's what the fuck is going on with us, and the ones that are catching it at a young age, like that's why I be telling them like if you can catch it, catch that shit. Like don't end up like
um,
me.
yeah, straight up. Don't let that shit pile up. Cause I let the shit
Yeah, I
pile up. I
mean,
didn't. Yeah, I didn't even know
but
about this whole thing. And
we didn't know it was piling up. That's the thing. We were teenagers, bro.
yeah,
Like we
just
didn't
straight
know
up.
any
Yeah,
better.
I didn't. Even when I had this, I didn't care to research about it until I would say, or like I researched about it, but I didn't do like intensive research about it until I would say like sophomore year leading into junior year. That's when I really started doing more research on it. So pretty much I was just letting it pile up by having
Yeah,
all that shit. Like just I remember like literally every day of the week was like you want to go to Burger King, you want to go to Taco Bell, you want to go to KFC. Like that was that was my
yeah,
lunchtime each and every single day. Taco Bell, KFC. We lived right next to a Burger King, some diner, whatever, some horrible diner, terrible eggs, all that nonsense. I was just letting it build up, and I had no
yeah,
idea.
yeah. But I know for a fact from the older ones that are more seasoned in this, that are like been lived their life and whatever, and had careers and shit. Like some of them have said like they've been diagnosed and tested and worked with dog, and they just everything makes them stink. And so the people that get lucky to find stuff that they can eat, like they just lucky motherfuckers, like straight up.
Shit,
Because
that's
Team
true.
AU is not this. It's not on the same level
Yeah, everyone. Yeah, definitely.
for everyone. And I think the ones that can get away with eating stuff, they think like, oh, like you should know what you can eat and what you can't eat. And I'm like, yeah, it's not that simple. Like for me, like the toothpaste I use is from the UK. That shit takes weeks to come. And it's like free of so much shit. I cannot use any toothpaste from CVS, Walgreens, like anything they
And
sell in the dentist office in America. Dog, this is the
I
only
can't use
toothpaste
that
that
shit.
it's the only toothpaste that ever made my mouth feel clean in my entire life. That's
Do
what
you
I'm
have
saying.
it
So
with
can you
you?
imagine if I did it? Yeah, like I posted it in the group. Hold on, I can show you right now. But what
Yeah,
I'm
like I just
saying is,
want. I just want you to show the
So you can
people
see what I'm.
watching the. Yeah, I just want you to show the people watching the podcast so that they can
So
probably.
it's this one, and like you're not gonna find it in American stores. And then when you turn it to the back, like it says it's free of so much shit that American toothpaste has. Like, so I'm convinced now that I'm even sensitive to chemicals that's in shit that I shouldn't be. Like America put chemicals in too much shit. Like it's too much. Like how the
That's
fuck that simple toothpaste help me, but American toothpaste make everything worse. Like come on.
yo, Jim. What's going on, man?
Ain't shit, coolin', coolin'.
Yo, where are you from, by the way?
I'm from Florida.
Florida. Shit, you're from Gator
Yeah,
Country.
Oh, I just moved from there. Hey, what part you
that's what's
from?
up.
I just moved.
I'm a lot. I'm a
I
lot
just
of
moved
Dale.
from Clearwater area. Oh,
I'm a
all
Fort
right. Hey,
Lauderdale.
I might be coming back. I
Yo,
might be
George.
coming back.
Yo, George, you got grill with you?
What's up?
You got grill in your teeth?
Yeah, 8 on 8,
Yo, shit. That's what.
10K.
Of
No, I ain't.
course, it's
Nah, shit.
Florida.
I ain't
Everybody
hating.
got grilled.
Nah, I ain't hating. I was just like, I ain't hating. I just haven't seen that shit in so long. I was like, damn, bro.
Yeah,
Oh
pretty
no,
Ain't
much
that's
everybody
everybody.
that
still that's
that's
yeah,
Florida
that's
life.
still popping in Florida. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm from
that's everybody.
Massachusetts. I'm from Massachusetts. I don't know nothing about that.
Okay.
I mean, I see a few people every here and there, but like I said, I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah, down here, pretty much everybody got them shits, man. 8 on 8, 6 on 6. You know what I mean?
Damn, that's what's up right there. Shit. You down in the south. You
Yeah.
next to Nick and Anya and stuff.
Next to who?
Nick is like well, at least the way you guys are positioned on my screen. Nick is to the right of you,
Hmm.
and she's been on like a few other podcasts. She's not
Okay.
exactly right next to you because she's in like Mississippi, but I don't know what
Okay.
part of Mississippi.
Yeah, I wrote
That's what's
Anya
up.
and asked her if she was gonna get on the podcast. I don't know if she got the message or not, so I don't know if she's coming or not.
Oh yeah, and Letitia also. I called her and I think I sent her an email, but hopefully she shows. I don't know if she's busy right now or what, but hopefully she ends up showing up. But anyway, um, yeah, Jim, how was your Thanksgiving, man?
It was all right, kind of quiet, as expected. You know what I'm saying? Like honestly, like this
How
year,
how old are you? Like, how long have you had this? Like, do you just live on your own
like,
or?
no, I'll be 28 fucking next Thursday or this Thursday coming. I'll be 28.
Okay,
And it literally started on my 18th birthday. Like, G
God damn.
shit. Like, I don't know, my
okay.
birthday hit. I fucked around, caught a fever. You know what I'm saying? Sweating bullets and shit like that. Had to call out from work. Then fucking, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Got up next day. You know what I'm saying? Like the next couple weeks and shit, going to school, shit just started, you know what I'm saying? Everybody started acting funny towards me and shit. You know what I mean?
Well, how old do you say you were when you got this?
18.
18.
18. Oh yeah, so you're a
Yeah.
little older than me and Brianna.
You know what I'm saying? Like everybody went to acting funny and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you go from being
Yeah, friends with everybody to
like, you
friggin'
know what I'm saying?
everyone's.
Like everybody fucking with you to
Yeah.
everybody side eyeing you and shit and not fucking with you and stop speaking to you and shit like that out the blue. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
Yeah.
the fuck that shit came
Or
from?
they fuck with you like on the low, like when it's just you and them around, but then when
Hmm.
they're around other
Hell
people, they
yeah.
talk behind your back. Like
I
that's what
Yeah.
can't
happened
stand
with
that
me. Like
shit.
I didn't even realize all those people didn't fuck with me. I'm like, damn, bitch, like we just kicked it for like weeks. Like what?
All of a
You
sudden,
know?
you trying to kick me
That's
to the
what killed me.
curb.
That's why I was like, man, I don't trust nobody no more. B that shit
That
is
part.
dead. Like
That part.
how people can
Real
do
talk.
that. Like they can still hang out with you and don't ever say anything rude to your face, and then behind
Hmm.
your back, it's like a whole different story. And I'm like, bro, you don't really hate me because if you did, you would like
Yeah, you wouldn't fuck
you
with me.
have to like the person, dog. And like you
Hmm.
can't just come around somebody you don't like just to fucking do it. Come on.
I was about to say, like, I know mad people, even over here, who, I mean, they'll fuck with me one on one, but when it's, someone else comes over, it's like, they'll freaking at least, they'll straight up turn their head and, like, as if I'm not there. It's like, shit, I can't do that shit. Like, if I can't hang around with you, like, in a group, like, if I can't walk on campus, let me see other people, let you and me, let other people see you and me together, then it's kind of like, well, what's the point in the first place?
Yeah, see, that was back in high school, you know what I'm saying? Like now it's like it's different, you know what I'm saying? At least what with the niggas I fuck with, like we all grown.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like and we all about a check, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, bitch, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Like But we out here chasing checks and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no time for the bullshit. No fuckery and shit like that. You know what
Real
I'm
talk.
saying?
Where you work?
Uh, I
Say it
love
again.
your accent. Now that I'm smiling, I miss Florida so much, boy. You don't know.
I feel you.
Yo,
But now
where
you
you
asked.
work, Jim?
Right now, I own my own pressure cleaning business. You know what I'm saying? It's hit and miss.
Yeah,
And I jug. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah, like I jug. So there is really no work for nobody type shit. Like I used to. I've had like a couple jobs. Like the best job I had with this shit was roofing and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, you're
Like,
doing your own shit.
yeah, but it's hot
Yeah.
as hell. The sun, you know what I'm saying? That's for
Yeah,
me. The
Florida.
sun and the sweat is my worst enemy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I'm straight until I start to sweat. Once I go to sweating and shit, oh yeah, it's a wrap.
Damn. Yo, how's
You
the
know what I
temperature?
found? Oh,
Nah,
go
go
ahead.
ahead,
Go
B.
ahead. No, I
Nah,
was
you
just
go.
saying, I just found being in Florida, like I lived out there for a year and I just like packed my shit up and just rolled the fuck out. So I just got back to the DC area, whatever.
Mm.
And I found people in Florida bother me less because there's a lot of drug use. So I think they like, like homie, let's keep it real. You know, it's a lot of drug use, and I
Listen,
really think they thought they think I thought I was like just like strung out. So you know what
yeah,
I
they
mean?
think you
Like,
tripping and shit, so they pay
yeah,
you no mind.
yeah.
Like,
And they
fuck
didn't
out
pay
of
me
here,
no
man.
mind. Exactly, my nigga. They didn't pay me no mind. Like I went to the beaches
Mm.
wherever I wanted to go. Like no, they didn't pay me no mind. Like and they, I mean, they were friendly in the grocery stores. I'm like, damn, I ain't used to this shit. Like Southern
Yeah,
niggas
like
nice
some
as
of
shit.
that's what I tell all my people from up top and shit like that. I tell them like, yo, well, why you don't fuck with niggas from up north? Nah, cause niggas up north they rude and shit. See, niggas
Oh,
down
yep,
here,
No,
yep.
yeah, oh my
we
god,
got
what? They will
we
rip you
got southern
apart.
hospital.
They will.
Nah, it's down here. We have southern hospitality. It's like we'll feed you, get you drunk, get you high, and then shoot you in the back of the head.
Yes.
Up there, niggas will shoot you in the back of the head off rip.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Dude, that's what exactly, dude.
Southern
I'm telling you, like,
hospitality shit.
the guy I was dealing with for 6 months, bro. I swear to God, the first few months we were good. Like he fed me. We went to cookouts. We went to the beach. Like everything
Mm-hmm.
was all good. When he felt like telling me about myself, talk about turn the fuck up. I'm like, nigga, you was so polite. Like what happened? Like, dog. And he just turned up with me. He was like, like why are you depressed? Why are you walking around like this? Like you better than this? And I'm like, but then I was like, did I ask you for like? I was like, you asked for my number, right? In the
Mm-hmm.
grocery store parking lot. So obviously you didn't think I was a goddamn crackhead. The fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, but even then, like after that, like he went back to just trying to do, be with the Southern hospitality shit. And I'm like, I mean,
Man, I wish I could deal with that. I ain't deal with
you
that shit
know,
up. It's just like you said, dudes up north, bro. We ain't. I can tell you right now, dudes up north, like they mind everybody else's business. They want to know what you're doing. They
Mm-hmm.
want to freaking just embarrass you and all this nonsense, dude. I'm not gonna lie, that Southern hospitality shit. I wish we had that shit up
Southern
here.
guys aren't. I get every Southern guy, even if I just went on one date with him while I was out there, like dog. When I tell you, like, if somebody fucked with me, they cleared the street and dared a motherfucker to say something like dog. They would be like, she's with me, like, don't say shit to her.
That part.
Swear to God.
Nah, we
That's
might
how
not.
that's
We
how
might not.
Florida niggas.
Yeah, we might not call you back after that shit, but still, while you with us and shit, you good. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, it's like, but they basically like if you're with them at the moment, they take care of like their territory, like what who's around them. It's like more of a like a not a family feeling, but it's like you don't have to feel like they going just whatever, man. They gonna clown you behind your back. That's how niggas
Yeah.
do. But I'm just saying. I'm
Yeah,
just
let me.
saying. Like,
I was actually on an. I was like when I was going to the train station back home this Friday. When I was going to the train station back home, I went on an Uber ride because I was not gonna fuck with the bus. I'd rather fuck with one Uber driver, make his car rank, and then fucking at least go on the bus because I ain't going on no damn bus. At least not this time. Anyway, anyway, shit. I went on the bus, right? And when I ran on the bus, no, the Uber car. And when I went on the Uber, yo, what's good?
No, what you say? You said you rather just fuck with one Uber make his car.
Yo, I'd rather
Oh
fuck with one
man.
Uber, make his shit rank, than fucking fuck with the bus. I ain't fucking
Oh
no bus.
man.
Fuck the bus, dog. Anyway, I went on the Uber car, right? And yo, Nick, you got a little I think it's Nick, but like you got a little echo coming in. Do you have like earbuds you can use?
Nah, man. Sorry. Like, is
Like
it?
ear?
Can
Oh,
you still hear it?
yeah, we can hear you, but there's just a little echo coming in. Oh, it seems like it's went away.
All
So
right. Cool.
okay.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway, yeah, I went on the Uber car, and when I went on the Uber car, this guy was like, he was talking about how he's from California, and like, he was talking about how people from California, like, they're real chill, like, and he was actually telling me about how he can't stand Massachusetts, and not even Massachusetts, but like people in the Northeast region in general. Like, he's straight up trying to get the fuck out of here, because he's talking about how people here are, intolerant, mind everybody else's business, and like, I remember when we went to, we were going to the Amtrak. And like literally, when we were going to the Amtrak, there was an ambulance transporting like an old Hispanic guy or whatever. And like as they were transporting the old Hispanic guy, everybody else in their car was looking like traffic slowed down just to see what the guy in the ambulance was doing. Like, oh, is that guy gonna be okay? And I swear to God, this Uber driver from California, everybody knows everything about California. People from there are chill. They don't care. They whatever. They're just free, happy go lucky, whatever. Literally, this Uber driver starts honking loud as shit. Keeps honking 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 69 fucking times. Honking loud as shit. Like, come on, people. You don't have to fucking worry about this guy. It's not a fucking public spectacle. You've all seen a fucking ambulance before. Let's keep it moving. Let's fucking keep it moving. It's just a fucking ambulance. And I'm like, yo, this dude the real shit right here. Like that. I wish we had more people in this world. Like at least over here in my area. And the Northeast with people like that because that's what we need. People over here mind other people's business too much. They're way too fucking intolerant. Like I'm even with this whole TMAU shit. Like I can be somewhat intolerant, but nowhere near some of these people with friggin' nowhere near some of these fucking Yankees. Yankees is a term for like northern people. So yeah, some of these people here are just fucking intolerant, just fucking mind other people's business, and I just can't deal with the shit. Which is
Yeah.
why I'm moving the fuck to the West Coast once I'm done with this fucking school shit.
I got a question. Speaking of
Yeah.
Cali, do any of y'all smoke weed? Don't.
Yo, man,
I'm saying don't. You can't.
yeah, I was
This
about to
shit
say
you
it's probably
can't.
worse. Yeah,
Yeah,
not with
bruh.
this shit. Yeah.
Listen, that was one time I got locked up. I was like, I had to go lay down for like 2 months. So, you know what I'm saying? I ain't smoking like 2 months. Come home, I hit a joint twice. I like some backyard bullshit. Well, not even say backyard, but like regular shit. You know what I'm saying? Like Zona, the mid shit. Like now, that shit is garbage. Motherfucking, I hit that joint twice. When I tell you I went from like 0 to fucking 30, bro,
Yeah.
Mm.
man, bruh.
YouTube channel. You don't like code. YouTube is owned by Google.
Yeah, like,
So
Yo,
we
Yep.
don't
Atisha, what's
use
going
that.
on?
Yeah.
We can't curate our message to
Yo,
exploitation.
Atisha, can you turn down the
That's the.
Yeah.
well, hold up, let me just.
No, I can't hear
Yeah, I
anything.
muted her real quick. I'll give her a call and ask her to turn down the background music because it's creating like feedback and stuff. But go ahead, Brianna.
No, I was saying, yeah, that's the same thing that happened to me, like when I smoked a few times in Florida. But like I said, I noticed, like compared to DC, like Florida shit is a lot more potent.
mm-hmm.
Like just hitting like a J twice, like that should have me reeking like on a
Yeah,
level 100 for like 2 weeks, and I
yeah.
couldn't
And
no
it stays in your
shower, nothing.
system.
Like got
Yeah,
it to go
nothing
away.
helps.
Yeah,
Nothing helps.
nothing. I'm talking about like the maintenance man knocked on my door and my ex had to like answer the door and he was like, "What the fuck are y'all in here doing?" And I'm like, "Bro, we been
Yeah.
stopped smoking." I'm like, "Damn." Like, like but
It turned you into a
all I
dead body,
have out there
basically.
is a lot more
Wait,
potent than what we have up north.
wait, you
I
guys can
like
smell
I know
yourselves?
that for a fact.
Mm-hmm.
You guys can smell yourselves?
Nah, it's just
Like I
like,
know that for a fact. So I
nah,
don't.
you can't smell yourself. It's just like the reaction from everybody, bro. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying? It's like, it's wild and shit.
Oh
You know what
no,
I'm
I
saying?
I
It's like,
can I can.
oh,
oh, no, I never could. It's like you just turn into a dead body, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well,
bro,
the last thing I heard you say is you can't smell yourself, but I was just saying I can.
oh, nah, me, I can't. It's just like I say, you turn into a dead body. You know what I'm saying? Just like, ridiculous, man. And it
It turns
stays in
into
your
what?
system. I say, you turn into a dead body. I don't think she's checking out. But you know what I'm saying? Like it stays in your system for weeks.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
the
Like
THC and shit.
Oh yeah, yeah,
there's
yeah,
there's
yeah. It does stay in your like.
yeah,
That's what I'm
there's
saying.
no getting rid of that
Two
shit.
hits of a J would stay in my system for like 2 weeks. Like
There's no getting rid of that
it's
shit.
not even like I
You
was
just
out
have
there
to,
like staying high and shit. It was
yeah.
just a little bit of something was just fucking me up.
And it's crazy. I used to love smoking weed. Like I can't even smoke weed no more. You know what I'm saying? Like alcohol is just as bad, but it's like on a much smaller scale. It depends on like how much you drink and shit. And that'll be gone by like the next day or so. You know what I'm saying? But the weed, yeah, that shit stays in you for like at least a good 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Goddamn, I can't do that shit. I can't really fuck with that shit, especially not over here. Cause if I did that shit over here, I don't even want to know what people would be screaming and shit. Like
Oh
just
yeah, they're gonna crucify you.
yeah, they
Trust me, they're
gonna
gonna crucify you.
shit. They gonna crucify me. My hands gonna be bleeding. Damn, my legs gonna be bleeding. They gonna fucking drag me through the streets and shit. I don't even want to know what they would do if I fucking smoked that shit over here. It's
I
just
mean,
like you
so
said,
now
they
do
would
you just
straight
keep
up
to
crucify.
yourself, George? Like you don't like talk to friends. You just go to work and
Oh no, he named Jim.
it's what?
Oh,
Jim.
nah, yeah,
What
my
did he
my Google
say?
shit is Jim. Jim.
I'm sorry. It's just every time, like every other word every y'all are saying is just breaking up. So I can't.
Okay. Nah, I said it's
I'm
Jim, but
trying to keep
nah, I
up.
don't. No, I'm saying like
Oh, Jim. Okay, I apologize. I
you good.
apologize.
No, I'm saying like I trap and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always constantly around people. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm like I said, I'm always around. I just like fuck it. You know what I'm saying? If it really bothers you that much, we can go outside. We can fade behind that shit and get it over with. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Like you ain't gotta deal. Like
Damn.
that's
That's how
like
I be.
bro, it's
Dog, that is how
Florida.
I be
This
in
shit's
Florida though,
savage.
dog.
I
Like
wish I
You know
could
what
do
I'm
when
that,
saying?
you out
man.
there trapping and like you about that life. That is how people move, and I really think that's why I had an easier time out there. It's like they would notice me, but they ain't have time to really pay my ass no mind. Like compared to up here,
Yeah,
Yeah,
people just
man.
don't have a life
yeah.
out
People over
there.
here are not
Niggas
tolerant.
got shit to niggas got shit to do. They like, oh, all right, that bitch stink. All right, I gotta go sell these drugs though.
That part.
Seriously.
And they keep it moving. It's like either you fuck with me or you don't. You know what I'm saying?
Seriously, like Florida gave me a much easier time.
Yeah. It's either you fuck with me or you don't. Whatever my issue is, either you fuck with me or you don't. You know what I'm saying?
I'm about
And
to
that's
move
how a
to
lot of
Florida.
people are.
I honestly like. I would love that, dog. Like straight up over here. I grew up my entire life over here in Massachusetts, and like what you're telling me is the exact opposite of what I've ever known about Massachusetts and the Northeast in general. People over here in the North are just fucking crazy.
And you know what's funny?
Yeah,
Excuse
well,
my language on this
that's how
shit.
they are up here too. Like up north, like near DC. Like Zach, honestly, like nosy. Like if you're
Nosy
seen
as
with
fuck.
anybody, they swear to God, like you're sleeping with that person. But in Florida, it's not like that. It's like, yeah, I mean, you can
Everybody
make. I
minds
mean,
their shit.
and you know what I like about Florida too? It's so big that you don't even run into the same person twice unless you plan to. You know,
And that
Yeah.
part.
like you have to plan to run into the same person twice. You're just not gonna,
You
you know what I'm
do.
saying? But where we're at, it's so small, the small town mind frame that people are just nosy. Like,
And not only that, but like one thing you said about Florida, and like one thing you said about certain hospitality, um, it's kind of ironic because like here in the Northeast, you got the metropolitan areas, the big cities, big stuff like that, and yet people are so nosy. Yet when you think about it, some people, they'll just mind. Like for example, you were talking about it on a private podcast, like how you got yelled at in New York for holding a door open for someone, and yet
yeah,
in reality,
because
like no, go ahead.
no, because I'm saying yeah, like growing up in Virginia, like it's still considered a southern state. Like I'm used to having manners and being polite.
Yeah, but like when you go to the South or whatever, let's say you're just walking, like people will come up to you and be like, hey, howdy, how you doing? Like they'll actually try and be nice to you. You're like, that's
No, yeah,
Southern
they do. Like I
hospitality,
had the
yeah.
most gangsters guys like carry my groceries to the car and
Yeah.
like that's just what they do. And they would like if I was at the gas station, like they would fill my tank up and they'd be like, all right, sweetheart, like you all right? Like I'd be like, yeah, I'm all right. And it was nothing about sex or like, you know what I'm saying, trying to like get me to, like thinking like, oh, she ain't from here. Like they just like that. They just
Mm.
polite.
Yeah, and like I can tell you
until it's
right
time to
now, like
turn the fuck up. Like,
I can tell you right now, like straight up, it's kind of like you said. I mean, I feel as though people like in the South, they're like, I'm not gonna say they don't have anything to do, but like they're kind of like a lot more slower because they don't have as many cities. They don't have as many, big cities and what was I about to say? Like, big cities and like, metropolitan areas where everybody's, this is, city that doesn't sleep. Florida's not the city that doesn't sleep. Florida people are just chill there. Whereas, New
yeah.
York and Boston, people are just friggin' I remember Leslie talked about it. Leslie
Yeah,
talked
my
about
bad.
how,
Somebody called me and shit.
oh no, it's alright. But Leslie was talking about how, over when she would go to the Vegas Strip, everybody minded their business at the Vegas. One, because it's the Vegas Strip, everybody's fucking drunk, and two, people are just, they're just kind of minding their own business. They kind of want to do their own thing. I can tell you right now, you go to Boston, that shit is not the same. You go to fucking
Yeah.
Boston, everybody.
Anywhere
Oh
up
man,
top. Anywhere up top. What
I
they call it
can't,
up north, up top. It's a
I
wrap.
can't do this shit. Dog.
You
I
you
honestly, I
fighting. You
hate this
fighting every
shit.
day.
You are
Like
fighting every day. Shit.
I still address people by sir and ma'am, and people in Florida do the same thing. And if I were to say that in New York or Boston,
Oh
like
shit! You
they
get.
look at me like a lame. Like they're like, "Why are you calling somebody sir or ma'am?"
I
But
know.
to us, it's like it's
Cause
Southern respect.
exactly.
It's
It's
like,
not
what
my
the
fault.
fuck?
I
Like you're
was raised
supposed.
right and I got manners, man. It ain't my fault.
Yeah, like it really is Southern respect. Be like I'm used to calling people sir and ma'am, like in grocery stores, CVS. If you help me take my groceries to my car, I'll be like, "Thank you, sir," whatever. It's just common to talk
It's
to
kind
people
of.
like that.
It's kind of funny how you say that, Brianna, because like I'm obviously doing security and stuff. I just walk around like when I deal with people. I'm not gonna say I never call people sir, but like I pretty much like hey buddy, how you doing? Like hey buddy, come over here. Can I just talk to you for a second? Like for example, there was this one guy he was soliciting, and my supervisor, the dispatcher, the person who he watches the cameras and he tells us what to do and all that. These people were soliciting religion, like they were going up to people trying to convert them,
All
and
right,
you're
go
not
ahead.
allowed to do that in terms of in our establishment in the Natick Mall. You're not allowed to do that. So I had to go and kick them out. So the dispatcher, he was like, hey, he said over the radio, hey, S11, because that's my number. Hey, 11, go over there and kick those guys out because they're soliciting religion. So I was like, all right, and like I went up to the person. I was like, hey, buddy, can I talk to you for a second? And like I could tell, like he was kind of stunned by the way I called him. Hey, buddy. He was like, excuse me, sir. Like, what? Excuse? Like I was just like, hey, buddy, can I talk to you for a second? And I never really thought about like I probably should have said hey sir because he was pretty old. I'm not gonna say he's like 60, but he was anywhere from like 30 to 40, and I probably should have said hey sir, can I talk to you for a second? But and I just kind of looked at him and I was like, hey buddy, can I just talk to you for a second? And I do that with a lot of people, like hey buddy, can I talk to you for a second? Hey buddy, hey pal, shit like that.
That's still
That shit,
mannerly though. It's not like
yeah,
you're just saying like, "Yo," you know what I'm saying?
yeah. Some security guards do that. Yeah, like right now, I've seen a few people do that shit. We have this one security guard. His name, I'm not gonna give his name, but I mean, not that he's gonna care. I mean, whatever. But um, yeah, we had this one security guard who, I mean, literally, like you want to talk about the exact opposite of Southern hospitality. This dude had no manner. Like literally, he yelled at every single person. He don't if they were suspected of something and they didn't do it, he would still yell at them. If they did do something, he would yell at them. He would just yell at everybody. I remember one time. Keep in mind, like this is a woman. I understand she stole from Payless. She stole like a shoe cleaner from Payless. And keep in mind, this is shoe cleaner, all right? The shoe cleaner costs like what? I don't know. Like shoe cleaner costs like $5 at Payless. Keep in mind, this is a grown ass grandmother. A grown ass grandmother, anywhere from like
Oh,
60 to 70. She was with her mom. Okay, she was with her child. What the fuck am I talking about? The grandmother was with her child. The child is the mom of these two little kids. The mom is like, I don't know, maybe 30, 40, 35, maybe. The two little kids are like, 2, 7, and like I would say 16. 2, 7, and 16. And keep in mind, like literally, like this security guard, he went up to the girl, like, because she went up to the grandmother, because the grandmother stole $5 and whatever cents worth of shoe cleaner, and he just starts tearing into her. It's like, I understand she stole the $5 and whatever, but like, you don't tear into a grandmother in front of her child and her child's children. What the fuck? Like, you just don't. Oh man, I don't know. Like, if I were in that situation, I would have just been like, "Hey, man, listen. I know what you did. We know you stole the stuff. We're gonna have to kick you out and all that." Like, this dude just straight up tore the fuck into her, and it's like, dude, I understand she stole this shit. But, like, you don't yell at her in front of her children and her children's children. Like, you just don't do that shit. And I feel as though if that were in the South, yeah, no, if he were in the South, he would have gotten his ass beat.
Yeah, he would have got beat.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not even from the South, and I can tell, like, straight up, like, if he were in the South, he would have gotten his ass beat. Because you just don't do shit like that. That's just disrespectful. Like, and he made the children, like the grandchildren, they started crying. The mom, not the grandmother, but the mom, she didn't start crying, but she's like, oh, I'm sorry, we'll leave, we'll leave right now. She didn't mean it, we'll leave right now. She was like, she just wanted to leave because she was embarrassed by what her grandmother did, and it was just a bad situation. It really was bad.
Wow.
That shit's cruel right there. Like, that's when you know it's fucking cruel. Like, when you're willing to yell at a fucking grandmother in front of her children and her children's children, like, that's some fucked up shit. Even if she did
That's
do something bad.
that's
But
cold blooded, bro.
like dudes who do shit like that, they get no respect out here in life from other men and shit like that. And that's why they do that shit to people who not really gonna say shit to them.
That's true. Yeah. That
Yeah,
you're 100% true, dude.
that
'Cause
is real
that it really
talk.
is really
Yeah,
soon. I wouldn't do that to another person, quite honestly. I wouldn't tear into someone, especially with their children and their grandchildren right there. That's some real fucked up shit. Yo, Letitia, where are you from?
From Milwaukee, Wisconsin, fella. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
yeah,
you.
we can hear you.
Okay.
I
I'm
don't know
new
too
to
much
this
about the
technology
Midwest.
thing here, so you guys, your whole little technical thing. This is my first time doing one of these podcast things here, so I'm just kind of sitting, taking in the scene here. It's very interesting, and it's good to meet you guys all from. I see.
Yeah,
Now,
nice to meet you.
Brianna, is that your name, honey? Where are you from?
Who?
Yeah, she's talking to you.
Where are you
Me?
from, Brianna?
Oh,
Uh
I'm
huh.
from the DC, Virginia area, and then I was just saying I lived in Florida for a year and it would possibly move back.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So,
Okay. And now,
but
fella, you here with the dreads? Where are you from?
I'm from Georgia.
You're in
Georgia?
Georgia?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. And then the other fella's name, Mr. Jim, where you from?
I'm from Florida.
I can't hear you. What you say?
I'm, I'm from Florida.
He said Florida.
You from Florida? Okay, okay.
are you guys in the group? Like, is there any way like I could like
Well,
text you
I'm on
guys like
Facebook.
privately?
Yeah,
You're
she's in
on
the
Facebook.
Facebook group.
So, Jim, are you on the
I'm
group
on
like
Facebook.
to talk on WhatsApp?
Yeah,
Like,
on
or Nick,
Facebook.
can you talk on WhatsApp?
Yeah, Nick is on WhatsApp.
I don't got
Yeah.
WhatsApp. Nah.
Nick
So
is
this
on
is a
WhatsApp.
whole nother group outside of the Meebo support group. Then is that what this is?
Yeah,
I
I mean,
guess so. Yeah.
this podcast is for pretty much everyone. Like, whether you're in the
No,
WhatsApp
no, no,
group
no,
or the
no, no.
Meebo
I'm
group.
just saying because I came to finding the Meebo group, Maria Latour's group through Facebook. But then a little while, I think you just recently started posting about the podcast there to the Facebook page, or have you been doing that
Yeah.
for a while?
I started that, I think, about a week, maybe two ago.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay.
yeah,
So see,
somewhere around that
that
time.
whole forum is new, but I know that there are pretty much forums all around. I'm an old schooler. I'm
Yeah,
about 44, so when it comes to dealing with the TMAU, quite around. I've been dealing with the condition for over 25 years now.
god damn.
Um, yeah, you talk about a lifetime there.
Yeah, sure.
But the good news is within the past 5 years, I've been able to gain control with my symptoms. But it took time. It took time. I'll tell you that much, guys. Um, it started back for me shortly after I'd given birth to my first child. She's 26 years old now. I have a 26 and a 24-year-old. And, just after years of just going, this odor just coming out of nowhere. kind of overtaking my body, going back and forth to doctors to no avail, no end. Struggling quite a bit because the way my TMAU affects my system, pretty much it affected me in my groin region and sometimes in my breath area. Story short, after going back and forth so many years, I found what was more effective for me on my end. I need to have a hysterectomy. Now, having that helped me to have more of a manageable end because I can now I still have issues with the symptoms, but I at least have a better bridge on the end where I can better manage the symptoms. It took years. It
Yeah.
took years because when I first came into the knowledge at the time of what TMAU was, this was back probably in the late '90s. There was a support group at that time in the New York chapter, who was just headed by Sandy Gordon, called the TMAU Support Group. And that was located in New York at the time. I don't know if Sandy Gordon and Camille Robinson are pretty much around, pretty much. But if you guys check in archives, you can find that they did segments on Nightline, primetime Nightline, actually. ABC, you remember that, you guys? So that was Sandy Gordon. God rest her soul. I don't know where she is. I've lost contact from New York. Came into support group system, if you will, with TMAU, finding that there were other people out here who actually dealt with this. I like to call it bizarre condition because that's what TMAU it is. It's just really bizarre in the way that it affects so many of us, you know? So when I saw that you, long story short, coming back to see that you were doing this little live podcast here, thought it was interesting. And my way around all this technical stuff here. So this was quite a little run in for me. So I figured I'd jump in and then grab a little chat with you guys for a bit.
Thank you for
Can you hear
joining.
me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes. Thank
Let
you
me
for joining.
decline because I think
Yeah,
my
hell yeah.
dad's trying to call. Get off. Get off. Get off.
Mm.
So I'm gonna let you run your show, fella. So I'm just kind of a visitor here on your show. So I'll roll with y'all's flow. I don't want to overrun my mouth too much. So
Oh no, it's alright.
you guys go ahead.
Letitia,
I'm just kind of in the middle of your thing here.
can I
What
ask you a
made you
personal
decide?
question?
Well, I do have a question for you. What made you decide to want to start to do your podcast? What would
Dude,
made you want to decide to go around this end here with
I
this
honestly like
what you
I
do
just
here?
I just got tired of like just everyone being so passive. Like everyone just being like, oh, one day when I wake up, this whole thing's gonna be cured. It's like, dude, ain't shit gonna be cured if you're just gonna sit by the roadside. I mean, like
Mm-hmm.
let's be honest. Like, like I'm not trying to be mean or I'm not trying to be nothing. Like nothing's gonna happen if you just sit by the roadside by your and like not only that, like I have a feeling most of the people who have TMAU in the first place. I'm not saying trying to down them or anything like that. Like I have a feeling most of them are just like just at the
Okay.
house, just playing games or just playing just doing whatever, just chilling. When in reality, we can
Passing
all be connecting
time.
with each other. Yeah, like just passing time. We can all be connecting with each other, as opposed to
That's
just
good.
being
That's good.
being all by ourselves. Like it's kind of
My main thing is instead of sitting down
I mean,
passing
I
time,
look at
go
it,
take a shit.
and if there's a positive end of it that I will say that I see at least, especially with us being in this age of technology, uh, and with the future generations coming having to deal with this type of condition, you have more information. It seems that we have that's in our
yeah.
corner, which is a huge help. Just think sufferers who maybe dealt 50, 60 years ago were
That's why I'm
probably
trying to get.
unheard of,
Yeah,
didn't have much of any knowledge or anything. So I think, if anything, that's more of a positive run. And you guys just seem so strong-willed and everything. That's really positive. And just have good frames of mind, too, with how to go about dealing with it, because it's a very challenging condition to deal with.
real talk.
But I think
You
your
gotta be
mainstay,
strong,
your
especially
mind
this day and
state,
age.
and your
Facts.
support group
You,
have
I,
a huge hold on how you you're able to handle dealing with it.
Yeah,
You know?
you have to be strong and have a hustle mentality. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, you
Like
do.
I might
I
not
ain't
have
finna
been
lay
out in the
down.
Let me
streets.
go over here because I got
Right. Like I might not have been out in the streets hustling or anything like that, but I was determined to finish college and still do shit with my life. And like
Same.
I just feel like I still feel like nobody's better than me. Like I know I stink and shit, but you ain't better than me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I just feel like shit, you
That
know what I'm
part.
saying? Like that's just me though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I just feel like you gotta have that kind of I mean, we all have self-esteem issues about this, but I'm just saying you still gotta have that confidence, something,
Yeah,
goddamn,
exactly.
something to
Yeah.
keep you going, you
Because
know.
like sooner or later, like I'll
yeah.
admit, like I didn't have this confidence until like I would say I've had this for about 7 years. I would say until like the fifth and a half. Although I will admit, like even at like the 2 year mark, I kind of got tired of this. Like I just kind of got tired of like just no one doing anything about anything. Just kind of like being isolated, kind of being passive, passing the time.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until like I got the confidence and the I would say like it's a mixture of like the confidence and the
Survival.
like it was a mixture of the confidence. Yeah, pretty much like the confidence and like the tiredness of like not doing anything. Like that's kind of really what brought the podcast together, really.
Yeah.
Okay. And it seems like a very healthy way to release as well. To be
Yeah,
able to vent out whatever you're feeling. You know, you're not keeping anything bottled up, and you're also helping other people to be able to come and share as well. You know,
yeah. I mean that's
so
that.
I think
I've been,
it's
I've been,
great. Now, with
I
your podcast, is it private or is it something that's more public where folks can see? I mean, because I don't have a problem with it either way. I
Oh
mean, but
yeah, I
I know
mean,
some people are you know, have a problem with being seen or talking, you know, especially people who really haven't come to grasp with being able to deal with the condition. So I know that's a sensitive area for some folks.
yeah, I mean, this section of the podcast is live, but
Okay.
and like I've said before, and I'll say it again, I'll say it till the day I die. I'll say it till I go 7 feet under. You know, if you want to come onto the live podcast, you have to show your face. I mean, you have to let
Okay.
people know that this is
Mm-hmm.
you. That you're really going through this. You're an actual human being. Like you have to let people know that. That's just,
Got it.
I mean, I'll say that till the day I die. And if I do die, Brianna's going to be the next person to do this podcast. She's going to be the next host of this podcast. And I can tell you
You'll
right now,
pass
like,
down the helm.
I tell you right now, like, Brianna's going to tell you the
That's all
same
right.
damn thing. Like,
That's
Brianna's
all
going to tell
right.
you the same
That's all
damn
right.
thing. If you want to come onto this podcast, Brianna's going to tell you the same damn thing. You have to come onto this damn podcast with showing your face. I'm sorry, but that's not going
It
to change
does.
anytime soon. That
It
is not
does.
going to change anytime soon. But anyway, we do have a private
I'm
podcast.
just
Okay.
Oh, no, go
I'm
ahead.
just supportive of hearing people's stories and struggles and honestly like the way I look at it and I'm sure like just like what Jim was saying, it's like once people know you stink, you know what I'm saying? So at
Uh-huh.
the bottom line is like everybody already knows anyway, so what the fuck is the point of hiding?
The
Excuse my
secret's
We're gonna
out.
language.
drop that shit off.
Yeah, it's like
Exactly.
it's
Like,
not a
just,
secret. Like, so
Yeah.
that's just like, you know what I'm saying? Just like Jim was saying, he still do what he need to do to trap. It's like, look, he still got to make that money though. Like everybody already know anyway, so you might as well, do what you need to do and
Yes.
not be broke about it. Like that's how I look at it. Like I'm gonna make
Yes.
my goddamn money. Fuck that. Like,
shit, straight
yo,
up. That
you
part.
got me fucked up. I can't have this and be broke. Like,
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Fucking like
I
Yep.
mean,
sick of
I
people
worked
like
my
that.
ass off. Like, fuck
But
that,
hey,
dude. Like, I'm
something like
not
right
letting
here in the
everything I
chat,
worked
man.
for go down the
Huh?
drain.
What you in the chat, huh? Something like
Like, I
that.
You
might
have
not
to
have like
live. You
relationship.
know, you're
Yeah,
not
like
living in
But
everybody else's
motherfucker, hey,
shadows or anything. You have to live and do you at the end of the day. And you'd be surprised when people see sometimes your strength and your fervor. Because I
Yep.
remember years ago when I
them
worked in the
off. It pisses
hospital,
them off.
and this was before I even kind of while still coming to grasp with to terms with deal with everything. I think I always kind of had a reserve about me, and that I'll credit to being able to attend meetups and meet other sufferers face to face. I've had the opportunity to do that a few times over the years, and
That's what's up.
and I encourage you guys, if there are chances, times where you guys can actually get up and meet up one on one, it's just an awesome experience to be around folks. But I always credit that, it's the first meetup I was able to attend. Like I said, this was back in the 90s at the time when they had the New York region support group. But what it it showed me at that time because I was a basket case and I didn't know which way I was going at this time. I'm in, my early 20s and, just getting a grasp on
Yeah, when you
everything,
first
I
get it, it's
guess,
crazy.
trying. But what it
So
showed
so
me,
you
these
were
people,
married
they were
and
working, they were still functioning, going about, their daily lives, they were still living in spite of this condition. So I always kind of held that in the back of my head. So I think that I credit that for me being the way, giving me that strength and resolve to be the way that I am now. Because I think maybe if I didn't have that, I might be one of the type of people. Because I know there are people who probably haven't left their houses,
Yep,
who become hermits and recluses. And
yep.
I did go through that phase for a while when all of this first started happening to me because
It does a toll on your
um
body.
it does a toll on you. It takes a toll on you.
Hell yeah.
It's a lot, especially when you don't know. This just happens out the blue. I know there are different cases. Some folks are actually born with it, but there are quite a few people where it just kind of hit them later on at life at different stages. This does a number on you. So to be able to process this whole other reality is just really something. So that's something that I actually really credit. We're having that meetup actually in 2018 in Savannah, Georgia. So I don't know how many of you guys follow on Facebook. Are any of you guys thinking about coming to the meetup or no?
I'm in a
I mean
school.
I've met
No,
plenty
go
of
ahead.
people like one on one, but I've never been to the major meetups. Like I don't.
Any of the major meetups because I know they did the
No,
cruise
but I've
last year,
met
which
plenty of
was
people one
really
on one, like at
nice.
least
I
10 to
wasn't able to
12
go
people
last
one on
year,
one.
but I will be making next year.
Yeah, I'm not going on no cruise with a bunch of people with this and then nah. Like I mean, it's not look, I ain't lying. They got one time to get me wrong on that boat and I will turn the fuck up. Like I know myself too well.
Mm,
Okay, like seriously, like that's OD because I can smell myself and I know a few of other people I can detect, and you want to go on a cruise with a bunch of people, and you think people not going to be, acting a fool? Nah, that ain't for me.
mm. I was about to say, like, if we were to
Brianna,
meet
how
up,
long have you been dealing with the condition, and how does it affect your symptoms? I'm just curious.
Oh, I was gonna ask you the same thing, but I'll explain myself, and then you can answer when I'm done. So I got my period towards the end of eighth grade, and
Hmm.
that's when I noticed people making the comments like, "What is that smell?" But
Hmm.
I remember a few comments when I was younger about my breath, and I'm just assuming when I was younger it was just in my breath.
Okay.
And then a lot of people that I know that grew up with it, they have the same stories. Like they remember it being in one spot when they were younger, and then when they got old.
Yeah.
So pretty much when my hormones changed, but then like
Hmm.
honestly, like I dated. I was with the same guy throughout high school and college. We went to different schools, and like
Hmm.
he never really made a big deal. I've been with different guys. Like I had like five female friends that were good friends at the time,
Okay.
and they never made me feel like shit. Like I think they would say shit indirectly, like "oh, like I'm kind of musty today" or something. You know
Oh,
what I mean? But they
indirectly.
never,
Tell me about it.
yeah, but they never like were bitches like ill bitch like I don't want to hang out with you no more type shit. You know what I'm
But
saying? Like
not to interrupt, sorry,
Yeah.
but even that right there, I want to fight. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
shit
I
like that.
can't tell you. I can't
yeah,
blame
but
you.
you have to understand, Jim. Like when you're younger and you can't detect yourself, I didn't know they were
Yeah.
talking about me.
Same,
Right.
at least for
So
a certain time.
that's why I had to get to the end of the story. Like once I realized something was wrong and I started detoxing 4 years ago and I could smell what people were talking about, that's what made
Hmm.
me like lose my mind because I'm like, oh my God, people have been dropping hints for years, but I didn't know they were talking about me. So
Yeah.
I was partying, I went to birthdays, I went to clubs, like I mean, so I honestly lived more of a normal life. I just didn't have a fucking clue. Like I was clueless.
I I still do that same shit too. I still go to the strip clubs and shit like that. Still hang out. Still drink.
Mm.
Know damn well I'm not supposed to, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I have to tell people that like but now that I know and like now I don't have female friends, like I don't like being around females. Like I'm very more aggressive because like I know what time of day it is now and I'm not a
Yeah,
passive
no.
person.
Yeah,
And the
same.
only reason they got away with that stuff in the past is because I couldn't detect it. But once I
Mhm.
started detoxing and I could, I was like, oh yeah, like you can't trust nobody. Like, I mean, I'll try to give people a chance, but after 2 or 3 times of them pissing me off, it's a wrap. Like I'm
I
cutting you
was about
straight
to
out my
say.
fucking life. Bye.
I was about to
Like, and
say,
plus I'm
like,
too old. I'm 30. I can't play them type of games with people no more.
Okay, you got
That
Like
it.
part.
once you make me feel some type of way and that's how you feel about me, we done.
I was about to
Like
say, I'm
that's
like,
it.
it's kind of funny how you said something about like, not hanging out with females and all that, and like, you're too old for that stuff. Like,
I
I'm
can't.
only,
I can't,
yeah, like,
dog. I can't.
I'm the exact same way. Like, they're just too snug. I'm not gonna say each and every single one of them, but like, they're just too. They shade way too much, way too. Like, if you're,
Yeah,
It
I'd rather
is.
have, I'd rather hang out with like a guy who's like willing to like come up, and like say it. But at the same time, like, even though he said it, I know he's still cool with me. Like, there's this one guy. His name is Josh, and like he would straight up say it like in front of the class. Well, not in front of the class, but like, he would straight up say it like in front of other people. But like, I wouldn't say I'm cool with him, but like,
Yeah.
I would rely on him more than rely on some of these girls. Like, they'll shade me, but they'll still, smile at me to my face and like, oh, do you need anything? Do you need anything, honey? Is there anything I can do for you? Like, I'm, I'm only 19 years old and I'm too old for that shit. Like, I'm old. I may be 19 years old, but I can tell you right now, like, I'm older than like a good majority of some of these fake. Just, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna say the beat. Someone else talk. 'Cause I'm gonna fucking go on a tangent. Someone else talk. I'm not
yeah.
talking.
Like, basically, this shit matures you real fast, though. Like, it really does.
Hell
It
yeah.
matures you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta wake
Especially
up.
once you realize what's going on. Like it's like once I
Hell
woke
yeah.
up, like I just cut everybody loose.
I just don't want my son to have to deal with this shit, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a 4 year
Oh,
old
you
little
have a
boy right
son?
now.
You have a
Yeah, I got a
4 year
4 year
old?
old. Yeah.
Oh.
You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? Looks just like me, except better. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But,
Now, does your
nah,
son
I don't
notice
want.
your symptoms
I
at
don't want.
all, or no, or because kids are very honest.
Nah.
How
Yeah,
is it
but
with the baby?
he's just on top of me 24/7. Wherever I go, he wants to go.
Hmm.
We in the bed watching TV. He's laying right on top of me. Like, I don't think he does. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, his mom didn't either. At the time, his mom didn't either. You know, that's what I understand. Like I've dated plenty of women and shit like that, and they're like, it be straight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it also kind of does like fuck up my relationships and shit like that because it makes me so kind of like, why are you here? You know what I'm saying? You must have some type of
Yeah.
ulterior motive. Why are you here?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Yeah,
I
same
felt
thing.
that way too as I get older because you have more to lose. So I feel like sometimes like you see the world different. Like when I was a teenager and dating, like you're having fun, like it's not properties invested and money invested. But now that I got my own shit and building like my own shit, like I'm gonna be like, yeah, why are you here? Like, are you trying to eventually use me? Like if you give me any inkling, like dog, bruh, you're done.
Out of
Like
here.
that's what I mean by I can't trust people. Like I don't trust like we could kick it, we can go on dates, but dog, you ain't going to have like access to
Nothing.
like
Nothing.
what the fuck I worked for, dog. Like you ain't get me
Don't
like that. Like cuz the
don't
people will
ask
do
me
that
for a
shit.
Yeah.
dime. Don't ask me for
Yeah.
$1. The most you can give me, you know what I'm saying? It's probably like a bag of weed. You know what I'm saying?
I
That's
wouldn't
what,
even give
you
him
want some
that.
weed to smoke?
Yeah.
Yeah, here you go. That's about it. I don't trust motherfuckers for nothing in this world. Like you gotta show me. You gotta earn my trust. Like 9 times,
That's
like you gotta
right.
earn my
Yeah,
trust.
that I'm the same way.
Yeah.
And that's what I can say that okay, the bad experience in Florida, that's what ended up happening because they think cuz I had this I'm supposed to be like a nice girl or woman, nice young woman, and like I've had dudes snap on me and they're like, "Oh, most girls I take out on dates take me shopping and do this for me and do that for me," and they're like, "You're a nice girl, but like you don't do that." And I was like, "Oh, I don't take care of dudes, so I don't, you got me fucked up."
Like, bro, this is a
It's like, dog,
farm.
like all that, like you, like I got my own house, my own car. Like you walked into this shit, I got my own shit. Like I didn't ask you to pay my bills, so why the fuck would you expect me to take you shopping?
Yeah.
And that's another thing
Like,
too. I
and
It's
want
that's
to
what
like
I
with
think it
having
is.
a
And then,
condition, we have to work extra hard to
Oh
demand our
yeah.
respect, which is something I had to
yes,
learn.
like I just
I'm
feel
just
like they
taking
try
in
you like you
y'all's
just
energy.
simple, like
I'm
that.
loving it on one end because it's not that over the years I've dealt with so many folks, so many, different type of, people who suffer from the condition. And some people were very docile and you tell it kind of are very passive, but I was
That's what
never
I'm
one of
saying.
those
They're all
passive
passive.
type people,
Yeah.
especially living where I live, I had to learn real quick. You was either gonna have to toughen up or end up
You
by
get
the
ran over.
wayside. And
Yeah,
I've always carried myself in a particular way, and my thing is, you'll get respect from me, but you have to give it. I
Yeah.
mean, because people can
Mm-hmm.
be cruel out here. And I know there are times where my symptoms were just off the Richter scale. And people would say some horrible things if I could
Hell
just
yeah.
mind back. And even now, I don't even smell guys half the time, for the most part. I have my symptoms pretty much under control. So I
but
can
they
walk in
still
a spot
remember
smelling
it.
pretty
They
good.
still, yeah.
But because for
I've
so
heard the older
long,
ones
that's what
tell me
they've
that
known me for. In this city, I'm known. You think
it
I be
won't go
the
away.
damn local
Yeah.
celebrity here. The second they see
I
me
know,
stepping out any
yo.
place, it's
Yes.
like all eyes on. Oh, there she
I'm
is.
telling
There
you,
she is.
yo.
Yeah,
So I've
that's
had
the
to
way it
learn
is.
to
Like, I know
adapt,
if I get my symptoms down, I
dealing
would have to
with that
move.
or whatever. But I just believe in with folks.
I'm
You get
telling
what
you
you
right
get.
now,
And
in
if
the
they're big enough to throw out comments and stuff, and I had to learn. I'm getting older too, so I had to learn to kind of choose my battles more wisely because you
yeah,
got some
same.
folks who ain't working with full decks, and I ain't got time for that. I got a family at the end of the day. So to choose my battles more wisely, some folks aren't just at the end of the day aren't even worth giving the time of day to.
They
They really
aren't.
aren't. It
And that's
amazes
what
me. You can be standing there and sometimes smelling like a rose, pristine. You ought to be happy that I'm not smelling. I think sometimes some of them are pissed off that I'm not smelling to high heaven or whatever. So it's still
they
that
all, yeah.
chatter, still always something. And at the end of the day, I just learned that people gonna talk either one way or the other. You can't win, lose, or
They
draw
do.
with some folks. So
You
you
can't.
better off just doing what's best for you. And at the end of the day, I walk in victory and I make no apology. I worked fucking hard. I've lost over 25 years I've been dealing with this condition. I wish I could say that I knew um, dating and I could go through the normal ranges of life. I spent a big grasp of my life fighting to find out what was going on with my body. So see, that's
Right.
where my struggle was. So I didn't have time to get in and to really enjoy a lot of the normalcies of life. The way I could take myself out of what I was dealing with TMAU. Thank God, I had my two daughters. So as a parent, I was able to draw myself into my kids at one time, when they're up, grown now, off with their own families. So it's just like it's a win, lose, or draw, sometimes I feel.
Can I ask you, Letitia, what
I don't know.
exactly like can you keep what do you eat to keep weight on, like as far as like what can you eat and what makes you flare up? Like, cause
I'm
I've
working on that now because I eat so many
okay,
fruits and vegetables. Sometimes my weight will start to drop off. Like now, I'm starting to kind of drop down. Like I said, because I have to, eat a particular way. So to try to fatten myself up or to keep myself sustained weight wise, I stick with carbs. I do the potatoes and I do the breads. I can't do pasta so much because pasta's kind of get me, and I can't do a huge meat intake. But like you said, I have to hold on to some weight because otherwise I'd be a little slim walking around here. Because I
Same.
yeah,
can,
I'm trying to
because of
get
the way I eat, I have
my
to
weight
eat.
back
I
too.
can't. I have to hold on to some weight. So I do my starches and I do my carbs. Just mainly for me, the breads and potatoes in between
Right.
as much as I can. Because otherwise, it's like now I've went from a 16, I'm down to a 12. It's just trying to moderate and deal around with the diet and all. How did you guys do with the Thanksgiving holiday?
I
Oh,
did
I
pretty
just
good.
made
I
a
mean,
small plate and ate in my room. That's it.
Really?
Yeah, and then I went back to doing the diet and drinking the chlorophyll and using stuff
Girl,
that works for
I
me.
was talking big talk during the holiday how I was going to eat. I wasn't going to give a care to a world and all this good stuff. I'm going to tell
It's
you,
not
reality
worth
set
it
in
to
real
me.
quick. That's good in
yeah,
logic to think that way. But at the end of the day, I had to train and condition myself, that
yeah,
I have this condition. I just can't. I can't eat everything that
Yeah,
everybody else is out there eating. I just can't. If I
it's not
do
worth it.
eat certain things, it's just going to be dire consequences for me.
Yep.
And that
You know,
makes
when
me
we were
so mad
Yeah.
preparing the
because
food
I
for the
love
holiday,
food.
my daughter made it. She makes some mean mac and cheese. Boy, I tell you, I love me some mac and cheese,
I'm trying
but
to tell you, but I can't
I
eat it.
can't do cheese like that. Cheese will do a number on me. And you guys, she did a 5 cheese mac and cheese. Oh my gosh. So I'm just like literally sampling it, here and there. So I'm thinking to myself, oh, I'll just do a little small portion control. And I got my little grandson, he's 1 year old, his name is Jason, running all through the kitchen. So he looked at one point, because I'm like sampling quite a bit or whatever. And he started rubbing his nose and he was like, oh, it's stinky in here. It's stinky. You guys, just eating enough of that mac and cheese, it started just protruding through my breath.
See,
So that
that's
let me
how
know right
I
there,
am. Like,
okay, I'm gonna have to ease up on this mac and cheese. So that right there, I said, okay, we're gonna have to halt this. Because I
some
had every
people,
intention that there were quite a few foods I was gonna eat, but at the end of the day, it was like, I gotta be out here, I gotta be visiting folks, and I just want
some people need to have
the
like a
holiday
buildup
to be
of
okay.
TMA.
So
Some people need to
say it
build up
again,
a
Brianna, I didn't hear you,
TMA
honey.
to like some people like they have to have a buildup of TMA, like eat a lot of bad things before they give off an odor. But see, your body is real sensitive like mine, where I could be doing well, and then one little thing will
Girl.
set me back for weeks. And that's what I try to explain to people when I first joined the podcast, like because they'll write me on the side and they're like, it has to be something you're doing wrong. And I'm like, no, like my body's just that sensitive. Like I could be
No, and
eating well.
you have to break with this. It's like our walking Egyptian pyramid, our Egyptian pyramid mystery with each one of us. It affects all of us differently. So what may affect you in one way may not necessarily affect me another way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
Because
right, you
it's
see how you said
so,
the cheese flared you up, right? Like instantly.
girl, oh my
That's
gosh.
what happens to me,
Yes.
but I'm saying I've spoken to other people in the other groups when years ago when I was part of the Facebook and all that, and they would write me and be like, "Oh, that doesn't happen to me unless I have a buildup of TMA, unless my levels are high." With me, I
Hmm.
don't have to have high levels. It's just instant like
Instantaneous.
flare up.
Right.
Yeah,
How do you
that's
know
what
if
I
your
mean by
levels?
our body is more sensitive.
Like
I just
Girl,
how
feel
let
do
me
you know
tell
if
you
your
about another thing that happened. Oh my gosh, when we were preparing the food. Now, when we went over there, I was putting together the dressing, you guys. And I bought my pair of gloves. And now what I wanted to be, active in preparing some of the food because that way I could moderate the ingredients on some of the foods. So we were making the dressing. I wanted hands on the dressing. And I'm really out about onions. I can't do onions in big numbers because onions is another food that will be off. And I bought my gloves for the specific, end of that I was going to put them on before I cut the onion. But something happened. We were going back and forth, and I forgot to put my gloves on, you guys, when I was cutting the onion. First of all, that was just a dire experience all itself, with my eyes watering and everything and my hands touching it. I forgot to glove. So later on that night, I had to work. This is a couple hours later, you guys, mind you. I got in the tub to take a bath. And when I tell you literally, I just could smell the smell of the onions protruding from my hands, guys, just
yep.
like
Same.
crazy. I'm scrubbing and like, oh my God. You would
Yep.
have sworn that I had eaten a bag of onions the way it was protruding from my hands. I'm
Same.
freaking out like, oh my God, I gotta go to work. But luckily, what did I do? I kept washing my hands off, and I think I even wind up kind of spraying a little bit of a bleach solution on my hand. I was able to kind of get my hand under control. And I
Yeah.
popped the antibiotic just to be on the safe side. Go figure. But it was just amazing, and it creeped me out how that happened. You guys, the onion, literally, my hands just touched it. But like you said,
hey, can I
how
ask you a
we
question?
have certain sensitivities to areas and stuff like that, because that never happened to me, where I just went by and touched the damn food and it just kind of set me off. And in a different area, I've never had problems with it, protruding from my hands or anything usually. So that was a whole first. But that freaked me out.
So
So when it comes to
question.
onion, lesson, guys, I will never
Can you hear me?
touch an onion in my life without being double gloved.
Can
Yeah.
you
Go
hear me?
ahead, Joe. Yeah, we can hear
Yeah.
you.
I'm saying, can I ask you a
Yeah.
question? So you can still take antibiotics?
Oh, I'll pop an antibiotic in a heartbeat. Oh yeah, because that
I
can help
can't
knock
do
me
it.
down.
For me,
Only
it's
when
like
needed though, because I don't want to, be in the overuse for them. But hey, it's nice to know that I can have them handy when need be. For
for
me,
me, it's
I
like
know
World
some
War
people
Three.
can take them, and I've heard
Yeah,
stories where some people say they'll take antibiotics and it flares their systems up,
I was about to
and
say that shit
that's
flares
not the
me up.
case with me.
listen.
That
I
Yeah,
shit
remember the
flares
some
me
last.
bad.
s-
I remember the
some
last
flare
time I
me
took an
up, or
antibiotic.
just some either just don't do anything at all.
No, I
Mm.
remember the last time I took an antibiotic. They gave me a shot. When I tell you it gave me like heartburn for like 3 days, and it
Oh
liquefied
wow.
everything that was in my stomach. Like instantly, my stomach caught on fire within like the next 20 minutes, and it
Yeah.
liquefied
Damn.
everything in my stomach. Like I can't take antibiotics no more.
Well, hey, what did they give you? You said they gave it to you in the shot. What did they give you?
I
Did
have
they
no
give you
idea.
like? They must have given you like ectoplasm or some super out of this world shit. God
I
damn,
have no idea, but I know
dude,
they liquefied everything in my stomach.
the shit that they put in these
Okay.
antibiotics is crazy. I mean, it really is
Where's
crazy. But I
chemical?
actually wanted to go into what you actually said, Jim, where you said like you want to be able to eat whatever you want to eat, and that's kind of that's another thing that I've been talking about. I was actually talking to another person, emailing another person today about it,
Hmm.
and he's like, I understand exactly what he's saying. Like he should, he's an American. He pays his groceries. He pays for whatever, and he should have the right to eat damn well whatever he pleases. It just sucks that he has this. So it kind of brings up like an interesting conversation about like yeah, you're an American. As long as you pay for it, you should be able to have it. You have the facilities to cook the damn thing. You have the facilities to chow down the damn thing. It's just unfortunate that you have this.
Yeah.
So like I said, it brings up an interesting conversation about should you have it or shouldn't you? Because I mean, at the end of the day, you should damn well be able to have whatever the fuck you want as long as it's not toxic, as long as it's filling, as long as the damn thing will fill you up and whatever. And that's another thing. That's what I'm trying to do. Or at least I'm trying to get my foot in the door, trying to research this thing a little more. Um, in order to have it be to the point where like I'm not going to say you can eat whatever you want, but at least be able to eat more or just have
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
more really.
Because it's a pretty restrictive diet, to say the
Restrictive
least.
as fuck. Let me just read some of the comment section actually really quick because I don't think we've read them the entire night. Someone Ray Ray in the comment section said, "Has anyone noticed so many good-looking people have TMAU?" Yeah, at least a
What
girl's saying.
that trips me out when you say that. So what? Do we look like Igors, or we
Mm,
were the Hunchback of Notre Dame? No, we're no different. You're average looking people, and actually, I think we're very great looking folks. Actually,
I do too. Like
yeah,
I think
just
we all
happen to
like
be
look good
stuck
in
with
different ways. Like
a
we just
genetic
we just got fucked.
disposition, man.
Honestly, we just got
yeah, straight
fucked.
up.
Like, cause I look at everybody. Like I'm the type of person like I like to find something good in everybody I look at. And honestly,
Mm,
I've never come across anybody that was like, damn, they ugly. Like to me, I'm like, like damn, why that had to happen to them too? That had to happen to them
Exactly.
too. Fuck. Like that's how I look at it. Like so I don't be dogging people like
mm.
that.
Exactly. Let
Yeah.
me just read some of these other comments.
That's
I tell you, you need to hit something dealing with TMAU. I'm surprised I ain't smoking dope, so I can't smoke that shit.
Mm-mm.
Um,
I know that's right.
alcohol.
Somebody put a post up in the Facebook a while back, talking about smoking weed, and I smoked at one time. Hey, I'll keep it real. No, hey, just it would
yeah.
have to cope
You
sometime
can't
dealing with
do it.
this stuff, but I had to stop and leave it
Who was
alone.
that,
And for
Jim?
me,
Jim
I'm
said
an
you
old
can't
schooler,
do
so
it.
I smoke regular weed. But I found that after a while, it seemed like that sent me over and over beyond a whole nother end. After a while, my
Hey,
symptoms just
I'm talking
start
about one
going
man, one
berserk,
pull,
and was even
one
worse
pull.
one time. My friend of mine gave me this loud stuff that they smoke.
Oh yeah.
That shit is from hell. It's from the pits of hell. That is the worst thing that you can
Oh
Oh
ever
shit.
pick up. And I am so serious when I say that, especially for us dealing with this condition. That shit is terrible. Because I
Yep.
can be in the store. Hell, I can be driving in my car and I know when somebody done smoked some loud. It don't make
Yeah.
no sense that you
yeah,
smoke
that
something that strong and potent and you can smell it a car away. So if it's
That's what
affecting
happened.
a regular
You
person
have
with a regular, a system, you can almost imagine how it would over magnify itself 10 times, 80 times over in our system. And I can testify. I can
you have
testify
to use
I've been there and
self-restraint.
done that.
Trust.
Oh
I
no,
know you
that's
have
too
to use
high of a
self-restraint.
cost to pay. I'll pass.
Trust me.
And I
I
highly
know
suggest if
self-restraint.
anybody else is doing it too, dealing with this condition, call it a wrap, please. Save yourself. You don't want to kill you. You're already dealing with enough. You don't need to kill yourself no more socially than necessary.
I'm trying
Real
to tell
talk.
you.
That
Hey,
shit is
what'd you say,
horrible.
Jim?
Nah, I'm trying to tell you, like, you gotta use self-restraint. Trust me, bro. Like I
Oh,
have to, bro. You gotta have self-restraint,
What'd
bro.
you say, Jim? I knew you were doing shit.
Yeah,
Oh, my God.
gotta have self-restraint.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
hey Jim, have you ever
Jim,
been to
so
this?
do you notice a change in your symptoms? Like, keep it real. Like, when you do smoke it, do you notice any big change in your
Oh, I don't,
what do
I
you
don't smoke
notice
no
when
more. Oh
like
no,
when you do
I
smoke it? Do you notice anything with your
yeah,
symptoms?
yeah. I stopped smoking years ago. I haven't smoked in like a good 7 to 8 years. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
I haven't smoked in good 7 to 8 years, and
Okay.
it's around. It's around me 24/7, but I can't use the shit. You know what I'm saying
Jim,
that's
this
self
is
restraint.
this is a change of topic. Have you ever been to the strip club Showgirls?
Showgirls, nah. Where that's at?
Have you heard of it? It's near Lakeland, bro. Check it out. All
Oh,
right,
nah.
back to what we talking about.
Yo, I just real quick. What's up? Because TJ's in the comments, so I just wanted to say what's up, TJ, real quick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, TJ's been on a few podcasts.
Oh, and you know another thing too. I forgot what that one Spanish girl said. She was like fucking drinking Corona and shit like that. Like that shit
Who
sets
was
her off
that?
too.
Oh,
Um,
Wesley?
Erica.
Oh,
Erica,
Erica?
no,
yeah,
Erica.
yeah. No, that's the same thing. I think with that, I think it's the yeast in it. It's the yeast in the beer because I don't drink beer no more either. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? Because
Beer
of
is the
that right
worst
there
out of
alone.
all of them.
I take one sip of a Corona, and then it's just like it's all over with.
Mm.
Night done.
I was about to say
Mm.
beer is the worst. I mean, I don't drink that shit, but I can tell you right now, beer is the worst out of all of them.
Yeah.
Mm.
Nah, I think weed is the worst. Because beer will be
Oh
out there
yeah,
in about
we
a day
yeah.
or two. But
Well, I
weed
mean,
is the worst. That
I was talking about like out of all the alcohols and stuff, beer is the worst because I would assume wine is somewhat good because it has somewhat of resveratrol inside of it.
yeah, like wine is okay. Like Hennessy and Patron, I say cup two will set me off. Like first cup I'll be fine. Like to the end of the second cup, I think that's what'll set me off.
Shit, 1 ounce of that shit will set me off.
I know.
I'm
Oh,
I'm good.
baby.
I'm good with
Fuck
the
a cup.
first cup.
Mm.
Fuck the
I'm good
cup.
with the first
One
cup.
ounce.
These are one
Fuck the
ounce.
cup. I ain't
I'm
doing
with
with
you on
one
that
ounce of
one,
that
baby.
shit. No, thank
Mm.
you. No, thank you. Let me see. Oh, TJ just sent me some. Just read that real quick.
So do you
Don't
guys
drink it.
just
I
still
don't.
just what like hang around family, like immediate family, like your kids and stuff, and that's it?
For me personally, like I said, I'm always on the go. So like if anything, I hang around the niggas I trap with, and that's really about it. You know what I'm saying?
Uh,
That's pretty much it.
okay.
I'm starting to venture out more as I'm starting to try to build my confidence back after so many years. That's the journey. That's the rave I'm on now. Slowly but surely, I'm trying to reintroduce myself to a lot of the just normal things,
Yeah.
slowly but surely. We went to a play the other night, and I mean, well, last night actually, rather. I get a lot of stares and looks now, but I guess it takes them for a trip. Like, God, like what happened? They never say, "Oh, she smells good." The comments I hear from them now, it smells good, or something
Like you're not
smells
even
good.
human. Like you're not even
Right,
human, yeah.
absolutely. Like, I will almost try to disassociate. So, and it's like I've even had people come to me, and rather than look at me as a person and say, "Oh, well, you smell good. Oh, well, something smell good." And actually, like they're standing there waiting for me to give a response. Well, when you
I know.
respond to me and talk to me and tell me directly that I smell good, then maybe I'll give you a response.
Yeah, otherwise, shut the fuck
So
up. Yeah.
I have a certain demeanor that about myself, and God is working with me on that because dealing with this, you guys, over the years so much has hardened me and
I
turned
was
me
ready.
into sort of a ice queen. I don't want to call myself a bitch, but an ice queen type of mentality. I've had to, you've had so many swords and daggers thrown at you, and just people kind of, to be treated, a certain way. So it's like now, all of a sudden, I think people look like, you're supposed to just be all golly and happy all the time. I felt like if I was too smiley and when I'm too nice, people get funny.
You're gonna try me. Yeah,
I
you're
have
gonna
to
try me all
be
the
a
time.
certain way. I have to be
Yeah,
bitchy and be mean to even get
you
people
got
to
to.
act right. It seems like you
Yeah.
can't be too nice and too soft to them because they'll take that for weakness. And
Because what I
that,
what I've come to
I just
learn
can't
is
have. And I know me being a female, especially with dealing with men, I definitely have to carry myself a particular way.
mhm,
I have to
Because
do the
what
same
I
thing.
run into, it's also hard having a condition and being attractive on another end too. Where you cannot relate to that from a woman's standpoint. Men are just can be really weird, especially in this day and age where it seems like everybody's so male and ego driven. I feel like sometimes too smiley to, can't be too smiley with your eyes or whatever. Sometimes some of them will take it the wrong way. I'll even feel like sometimes if you glance at some of them too long, they take it the wrong way. They think you want them. No, boo boo, it don't work like that. It just you just I guess I'm just kind of learning the ins and outs of stuff as I go along. I'm still
straight up.
learning, and I'm here in my early 40s, so I'm just getting my introduction back into life. I feel like a fish out of water on a
I
lot of
mean,
ends. So I know to some people, a lot of people, I come off weird and odd, and I feel like some people always want to look for the bad in you, anyways. Because I know sometimes I can be socially awkward or whatever, and then there are times where I can be very engaging, and then
Mhm.
when I choose.
I mean,
So it's just learning to form your way around.
Letitia,
I know one thing, guys, and I really am working on myself with my attitude, guys, because I will say this on one end. I know I see now that there are people who really are try to be nice and kind to me now and try to connect with me. But when you're used to dealing with so much negativity, sometimes, and I have that wall up, I don't always recognize that when people are trying to be nice and kind. And sometimes you can be brash and harsh toward folks who don't really deserve it. You know
I
what
was
I
about to
mean?
say,
So I
hey,
know
Letitia.
that's something that I'm really trying to work with myself with, as
Yeah,
far as
Letitia, you said earlier on that you're not gonna call yourself a bitch. I'll be the first to admit I'm an asshole. Like I'll be the first person to admit that. Like
was it?
some people
Was it?
like I'll be the first person to admit that I'm an asshole to people. Like straight up. I don't. I mean, it's no joke.
Okay.
It's not. It is what it is. Like straight up, I'll admit that right now. Like
Okay.
literally, like there'll be some people who it's just like you said. They'll be trying to be nice to you, and you'll just because you're always on guard with this shit. You'll just be like, no,
Yeah.
oh fuck this person. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
deal with them. I'm I can count on. Well, I probably couldn't count the countless amount of people who've tried to be nice, and I just brushed them off just because I was on
Hmm.
guard. I mean, it must be in the thousands by now. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, really,
Hmm.
I brush so many people off just because I'm always on guard and I'm always thinking to myself, oh, this person. And when I think that people are trying to be nice, the first thing I think to myself is, okay, they're trying to test me. Like they're trying to get close to me so they can test me. They want to know my
Okay.
personality. They want to know what
Like,
I'm
what's
doing.
the
They want to know.
ulterior motive
They,
here?
that's what I'm
Okay.
saying. They want to know what my lifestyle is. Like I'm always thinking to myself, like they're trying to test me. What the fuck is going on here? So I'm always
Hmm.
on guard. I may lower it a little bit, but
Yeah.
like I said, I'm always
Hmm.
on guard, which is why I'm always very brash and very standoffish with at least people in general. Obviously you guys see me here on the podcast, and
Yeah.
like I will admit, I can be standoffish on the
Hmm.
podcast. I know people, gonna get put off by that, but still, I feel as though I'm a lot more open here. I'm a lot more willing to talk about stuff. I don't feel as on guard here on the podcast as I do in real life.
You are very talkative.
On the
I mean,
I'm talking
you
as
have a
fuck.
certain
You know,
I don't know how to describe your personality, but this seems to be a good way for you. You seem very much in your element when you're doing
Hell
this
yeah.
this podcast here. You do. You do. You seem like you're very much in your element.
Yeah, it's not too. It's really not too
This is a safe
hard.
zone. It's a
Yeah,
safe
like I
zone.
feel as though people they can kind of struggle, and like I feel as though that's a personality thing. Like
Hmm.
even though I have this whole TMAU shit or whatever, I feel as though I wouldn't say an extrovert. I wouldn't go as far as to say that I'm an extrovert, but I feel as though I'd be like more of a kind of a people person almost, really, if I didn't have this whole
Yeah,
shit.
I
Yeah,
get
the
that
only
from you.
reason I see some people I see some people who have been in the private podcast. Like I can kind of tell they're like more introverted, more even if
Hmm.
they didn't have TMAU, they'd still be more introverted. And that's I guess
More
that's more of a
introverted.
personality thing as opposed to a TMAU
Hmm.
thing, really.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, I'm very approachable, really. It's just the whole TMAU shit just it just turns me into an asshole because I always have to be on guard.
And with the
I
experiences
feel
that
you
you
on
hear
that.
with
But
a
like
lot
for
of
me,
sufferers going through, you have to be. People are cruel. I
Yep.
remember one not too long ago. This was when back we had the MSN board back in 2005, 2006, an MSN a TMAU board. And there was a lady, her name was Emily. Her husband was married to a soldier. I don't know what branch of the military, but she was a military wife, so they traveled quite a bit. She ended up getting sick, and they had to go to the hospital on one of the the bases, I guess, or whatever. And they went through the emergency, and she called into one of the conference calls we had at that time, and she was like totally freaked out. You guys, when she went there, and she said as they were calling her back to go into the room, when they're going to go and check you out. She said she was walking towards the room. The one lady, she said she had already came out and was like coughing and like covering her nose when she came to like get her or whatever, to
Yeah.
bring her back. They were being disrespectful. She could hear them laughing and chattering because they pretty much knew her. But she said she was walking and she could see the person through her peripheral. She didn't look directly at him, but she knew somebody was standing over to her side. She's walking into this room. Do you know? She said as she walked into that room, they sprayed her.
Jesus
She
fucking.
said she freaked out. It was with Lysol or
flatline.
something that they sprayed her. She went in the room. She was in there fucking going
I would have
berserk.
been
So
in
by this
jail that
time,
day.
the
I would have
staff
been in
was
jail that
like,
Flat,
day.
she
I would
sprayed
have been
me. It's
locked
all
the
out of
fuck
her
up.
head. This is all in her
flatline.
mind. She had to call the
I would have
director.
been
And she
locked the
said she
fuck
went
up,
back out
dog. I would have
there,
busted that bitch
couldn't
upside the head
find the
with a bottle.
person
Goddamn.
anywhere. A lot of the staff that was even around the area at that time had kind of disappeared. So, just little weird
That's
situations like that, because
I
I
can
can
honest.
attest to, when I'm out and about, I am very funny about my space. I don't like people coming up. You can't come too
I
close
hate
up
that.
on me.
Yeah.
Oh, I
And
hate
I'm
that.
not into
Oh,
Yeah.
people being behind me. If
And
I
that's
see you
another thing
behind me,
I
I
don't
will turn around
understand.
and look and see, hey, I got to see what's going on.
I know.
Because I
Yep.
don't
Yep.
know, shit, you might be trying to hit me upside the head or something.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
you do kind
That's
of have to be
that's
on
one thing.
guard because you just don't know what people's um
Intentions are.
intentions be when they do try to, approach you and stuff.
Hmm.
Especially a lot of people who, because you become a target too. I think dealing with this condition
Hell
makes
yeah.
us targets in a way. You
Oh,
got a
it's
lot of
like a lot
craziness
of
out
people
They
are
here.
fucking
they
bullies
target.
and crazy. Like they're
Yeah,
bullies
but
and
they
crazy,
target who
like
they want to target.
sociopathic.
Yes.
But people target who they want to target. Cause I'm 5'11", almost 6 foot, 210. You be
Yeah.
a fucking fool, you know what I'm saying? Walk up on me on some
Mm.
bullshit. I'm gonna bury my fist right in your face, and I'm gonna put my forearm on your windpipe, and I'm gonna try to crush it. You know what I'm saying?
You
Like,
kind of
Has
have to.
anybody
Yeah.
ever tried you before?
not to my
Just
face,
curious.
no. Not to my face, no.
Mm.
But see, that's the thing. He's a taller male
But
with me. With me, like I can honestly say, being a female, like 5'3", like I've gotten into fights with people before, but I didn't know they didn't like me because of
Wow.
this. So
Really?
yeah, in high school, yeah, I've like hit dudes in the face, like busted their lip open, like bleeding,
Girl,
and
no.
walked off.
Mm-mm.
And then people would be like, "Bro, don't fuck with her like that." But see, nobody would ever tell me why they was fucking with me. You see what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
So it was like still like a secret. Like I knew like they had an issue with me, but nobody would like, I guess when you're younger, maybe they,
Yeah.
were just
But
being more nice about it. But what I'm saying is now, like that story you said, if a bitch would spray me now at 30
I
years
was
old,
about to
I'm going
say
to
Oh,
jail
girl,
because
shit.
I'm
we be
busting.
fighting.
Yeah,
God forgive me. We be
yeah,
fighting.
nah, fuck that. Like I ain't never had
That's
nobody
just
spray
something
my
you
ass at
just
no
don't do.
party.
Oh
That's
my
so
god, dude! I don't know
disrespectful
my
on
fucking.
so many ends. And that happened to a girl recently when she was in the store. She posted on Facebook about that the girl came up behind her and sprayed body spray on her. Like,
I
what
would
the
have sued that
fuck?
goddamn store.
I was
I would
about
have
to
beat
So
that
that's
say.
bitch's
why,
ass
like I
and
said,
sued
with
the
that whole
store.
space thing, ooh, I'm very funny about people
I'm.
coming up in my personal space. I
I
But it
was
am.
all
about to
comes
say
down to
like
what you said
I'm
earlier,
literally
though.
like
Oh,
ser-
go
like
ahead.
I'm waiting for the day that someone do that shit to me because that's the day I go to jail or I end up in the fucking I get shot by the police or some shit because the
But you
day
know
that shit
what?
happened to me, oh shit.
Yeah, hey, but you know what? Yeah, you're gonna be mad, but it hurts more than anything, though. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit's gonna
That's what
break
I'm
your
saying. Yeah,
spirit. It's gonna break
that's
Yeah.
your
what I'm
spirit.
saying.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it all goes back to what she was saying earlier, that they're gonna try you. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna test the waters. And they're like, oh, because you got this, they feel like they can try you. But when they, you know what I'm saying, when they see like, oh, you about that, she finna slap the shit out of somebody, they back up.
That's
Okay,
what
you
I'm
know
saying.
what?
Like
Let me chill. Because I thought just because the nigga
Yeah,
had this, I could try him any kind of way. He gonna be sweet, gonna be
yeah,
soft. But nah, this nigga
yep,
will still slap the shit out you.
yeah.
that's what
That's
I'm
what
saying.
happened
Like
to
when I
me
cuss.
in high
No,
school
go
when
ahead.
I ended up hitting people. Like I didn't know what was going on, and then I remember like these are like I'm like a junior, sophomore, whatever. And these are like old heads, like seniors and shit. And they would walk by and they'd be like, "But respect though, like dog, like she got them hands, like she'll fucking hit your ass and won't say one word about it." Like, and I didn't know like what I'm like, dog, like, I'm a nice girl. Like, why would you want me to fight? But see, they didn't tell me like, oh, because you got this fucking problem, but they gave me fucking respect. They were like, dog, like I
Mm-hmm.
didn't think you had it in you. Like, and you didn't get say no words and just turn around and fucking just like stole somebody like straight up. Like,
You you
Oh,
you seriously
but
do have
yeah,
to be on guard, and you seriously do have to stick up for yourself too. I mean,
You do.
I
yeah,
I never would have thought I would have. I mean, shit, dude. I've never heard myself yell so fucking loud than when I cussed out that fucking like my voice is pretty like I'm not too sure if you guys can pick it up on the podcast, but like my voice is pretty, I'm not gonna say soft, but it's pretty low. Like it doesn't really get high. I fucking like I've never heard my voice so loud in the past 19 fucking years than those fucking 20 seconds when I cussed the fuck out of that dude. Like holy Jesus Christ. That shit was
What
like a
happened?
he pretty much I was in class or whatever.
Hmm.
I was sitting at the front left table and like
Hmm.
obviously I was the only one there and like
Hmm.
he just pretty much called me out on it and I was like, man, like I understand that you can't fight everybody with this shit, but
Right.
I'm not gonna get played for a bitch like that. Like I deal with too much shit on a daily basis to get played for a bitch like that. So I was just like, man, I have to tear
yeah,
into this dude. Like I'm not, like I said, you deal with so much shit and you can't go to jail, but I'm not no shit. It just gets to a point where like you have to do something about it. Oh, by the way, Letitia, one of the girls in the comment section wants to know what supplements you use.
Um, I pretty much take the probiotic. There's one I take because I suffer from low stomach acidity, where it'll just drop and I'll get nauseated out of nowhere. So I take the hydrochloric acid tablets with pepsin. I think that's a Country Nature brand one that I take. Um, what else do I take? I take calcium, B2s, folic acids here and there. Pretty much the other generals. Another big one that I take is one called distraxin tablets. It's a detox medica- pill supplement. I'm sorry, you guys. It's a zeohealth.com. zeohealth.com. You want to look them up because I don't have a bottle on me at the moment. It's got Zedolite. I'd say out of all the supplements that I've been taking over the years to help me with my TMAU symptoms, as far as helping me with my detox, with my symptoms, that's one that's really helped me over the years, the distraction. But I have to take them a particular way because I know with some medicines, when you take them, or supplements, you get the heightened, experience before it'll level out or whatever. And I know with the distractions, that was something that I kind of noticed. So I kind of choose and vary how I take them when I do take them. And one thing that I do post on Facebook that helps me greatly, my mainstay, it's for the females. I use because I with mine, being in my groin area, what helps me control my vaginal odor, I use coconut capsules. You buy the clear vegetarian capsules. You can get them off Amazon or in your health food store. Regular coconut oil. I take them and I fill them in the capsules. I freeze them and I insert those daily. They are a godsend. I don't leave home without them. That is what helps keep me pretty much really on point and odor free is the coconut capsule. So if any of the ladies are dealing with the vaginal area problem, especially during men's time or whatever, I highly recommend them that, you try them. Some of the ladies from Facebook have tried them and they said they actually like using the method. It helps
I
me
got a
greatly.
I got a question for everybody. Like, do y'all eat spicy food or can y'all eat spicy food?
Nope.
I don't eat
I
spicy
can't.
food, but what I do is when I was working out, I used to have cayenne pepper, like a lot of cayenne pepper with um lemonade, and I would mix it with water, and like that would get rid of the toxins. And I saw like a huge boost in that. Like when I was doing that and working out, like I saw a huge boost in like I would say it went from like
Hmm.
about a 6.5 down to like a 2.5. The only reason I stopped doing it was because I live over here in Massachusetts and it can be expensive to get that kind of stuff, especially organic. Um, and I
Do
was
you
losing a
what?
shit
You
ton of
take
weight.
the peppers themselves, or you buy it
Oh
in a
no,
supplement form, or
no, the powder supplement. No, I wouldn't buy cayenne pepper supplements. Supplements are already crazy expensive. I wouldn't buy
okay.
that, but I would definitely get like organic cayenne pepper and then organic lemons. Squeeze them into the water. Have a shit ton
Hmm.
of cayenne pepper. Just put that inside, and yeah, I saw a huge boost
Yeah.
in my body at
Wow.
least.
Yeah, but see, I can't
Now,
eat
as
like
far as
anything
I can
hot
eat
or
like
spicy.
hot
I
sauce
can't do
on
that shit.
chicken. Because I love me some red hot, so I'll eat that as far as spicy. But spicy stuff that tear up your stomach, oh no.
It
Yeah,
seems like the
no,
slightest bit of spicy food tears up my stomach. Like the smallest
It
amount.
does.
Like I used to eat spicy food all the time. You know what I'm saying? Not all
Mm-hmm.
the time, but like I could eat spicy food before. But like now, the mildest type of spice affects my stomach instantly. Within like
Okay.
3 minutes, my stomach is destroyed.
Do you take any type of digestive supplements or anything like when you eat or?
No, I don't take anything. The first thing I actually recently just started taking for this was that resveratrol that everyone was talking about. Like I got it like about like what 2 weeks ago. But I don't
Hmm.
know. Like I started taking it, when I was working out and was taking protein like whey protein.
Mm.
I was using like ISO 100 for a while. Like and I didn't like see like what I'm saying it was like it wasn't too crazy. Like everything was chill. But like it's when I stopped taking it, like a week later,
Mm-hmm.
like shit just got crazy when I stopped taking it. I
And
don't know,
Jim, your
like
your girl doesn't
I
say anything to you. You said she can't detect it.
no,
Yeah.
I've asked her too. Like she's one of the only people I really like. One of the two of the only people I've actually asked about it, and she was like, "No." You know what I'm saying? Like she feels it's all in my head,
Oh,
like nigga crazy and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody else says, it's all in your head. You're crazy. You're crazy. But
okay, okay.
that's and that's another thing I
Damn,
don't understand
I
that.
would have
Like
loved to have met you while I was living out there just to like know like, somebody real like you was out there in Florida, like you know what I'm saying? That would just say shit straight out. You know what I mean? Like, but unfortunately didn't know you were out there.
There are a few members out there in
yeah,
Florida. You
man.
guys are out there with Maria del Toro.
I don't even know who that
Hmm.
is.
she's the leader
Maria
of the
doesn't.
She's the
or she's
founder
the
of
Yeah,
the Meatball group on
I don't,
Facebook.
I don't think she meets with
Whole
people.
foundation as a
I
whole.
don't think she. I think she just goes to the group meetups. I don't think she meets people one on one just because you live in Florida.
Mm-mm.
Like, yeah, I think you have to go to the meetups and stuff.
By the way, like speaking of
Have you
meeting
guys
up with
reached
like
out to her? You can
people,
certainly reach out to her though. I mean, you got to keep time because I think there are
I
quite a
mean,
few people
I didn't
suffers
even know
in
they had meetups and
Florida.
things like
So
that.
yeah.
I didn't even
Oh,
know that.
good.
Yeah, Yeah, I met up with a few people in Florida. I'm just saying I wish I would have known Jim because he lived closer to me in Florida and he seems more
Oh, okay. I see.
straightforward. Yeah, like I met up with like some females in Florida that had this, but their issue wasn't as bad as mine. Like I wish I could have met up with somebody like him who it seems like it's similar on the same levels that could just, let me know.
Hmm. Where are you at now,
Like I
Jim?
said,
Since you not in Florida no more. Where'd you say
No,
you
I'm in
were?
Fort Lauderdale. I'm still in Florida.
he's in Florida.
Oh,
I left Florida. Like I just been back home for a year.
oh, you gone. Oh, okay. Okay.
But that's what I was
Letitia, where are you? You're in Wisconsin, right?
I'm in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
I don't.
Midwest.
I think George is in
Oh,
Wisconsin. Either George is in Wisconsin or I think, right? I can't remember. Let me.
who?
There's another guy. He's been on the podcast a few times. His name is George. I don't know if he's been. I don't know if he lives in
He's in
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. He's here.
Either it's Wisconsin or somewhere, or either Wisconsin or Missouri. I don't
Oh,
remember.
okay.
Let me ask him.
Midwesterner.
And can
All
I
right.
ask you, Letitia, with the coconut capsules, it's obviously organic coconut. You put it in the clear capsule, it dissolves inside of you, and it doesn't cause any yeast infections or anything.
I freeze them. I freeze them so that they're frozen because once you insert them, you guys, fellas, sorry to be so graphic, but
Yeah,
I know. I'm sorry. I
you,
really need to know
I know,
this. I
and I know
really
it may
do.
be
Y'all
odd
Like,
for them
adults.
hearing us talk, but
Y'all adults.
yeah, no, it's all good.
I freeze them because once we insert them, they're going to disintegrate. So once they, disintegrate, like you want to have a panty shield or something on, to catch them. But I'll usually start my initial day insert. I'll insert 9, and then like maybe every 2 hours
not
thereafter, I'll do a 2, 3 capsule insert, depending on what
so you
activity I'm doing. Like if I'm working or whatever. So
so
in a
you
day's end,
insert
I could
9
go through maybe between 20 or 25 capsules.
A
For
in a
my
day?
first
day.
initial insert, I'll do 9, and then after that, every 2, 3 hour
Man.
interval, I'll insert 2 or 3 more, just to hold me and get me through the day.
Insert 9,
As
and
far as yeast infections,
yeah,
those are
I'm just
pretty
wondering if it
minimal.
caused like BV or any other infections. Like,
No, 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 no,
okay,
mm-mm,
okay.
no,
I just don't want to have any other issues.
mm-mm.
Like,
I know. I hear you on that one. No, no, no. But
okay,
they're excellent as far as neutralizing the odor. They are godsend.
okay, cool.
They are a godsend. So I highly recommend for the ladies on that end. If that's an issue for you, give them a try. I mean, it can't hurt one way or the other,
Yeah, that's the only
But
time I
just remember
produced
when you get them
the
and you fill them, the capsules, freeze them first. Freeze them before you do your
okay,
insert. All right, guys,
because
we go.
my main my main odor is ammonia. So when it's that time,
As
that's
a,
the only time I have issues with the fish. Yeah. Other than
do
that,
you
I
be
just
on
smell like
Facebook at
ammonia.
all, Brianna?
No, I left. I couldn't relate to a lot of the people in the group, and like my mouth is just too real, so
Else
I
are on there. You could hit me
I
in
departed.
Messenger, get my number, so we can talk off site this year. We can go more in depth than that. You know what I mean?
Okay, all right.
This is more.
Yeah,
That's
but
more our thing, and I don't.
I joined that group in 2012 or something, but I had to leave. Like it's just some of it was too like Zach says they were too in the clouds for me,
Yep. Yep.
and I've been researching and trying stuff, and with them I felt
Mhm.
like they just either turned into alcoholics, like they don't want to work on it, or they want to piggyback off
Yeah.
other people's research,
Yep.
and it's
And
like,
that just the
bruh,
shelter. Like they live that sheltered
yeah,
life. Like, bro, I be out in the streets, bro. I be here and
oh,
there. I be everywhere, man. Like, regardless
yeah,
of what I'm going through, like, bitch, I'm still out there, man.
I know, and it's
Mhm.
You know what I'm
don't get me
saying?
wrong. Like we're not. I don't want to.
but
I don't want to let anybody on the Facebook group or anything be like, oh, here are these people talking shit about us. Like, dude, we know it's hard. We've been dealing
no,
with this shit for 7 years.
I'm just explaining why I left. They know why I left,
Yeah.
so I don't care. Like I made an announcement before I left and why I was leaving, so
Yeah.
it is what it is. Um, but yeah, because you're not gonna tell me what I can say out of my mouth in my stories, and they be like, "Oh, that's a horrible story," like, and they just can't believe that happened. Like, bitch, this is my life. Like, it happened. Trust me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
There's nothing
Yeah,
said
Cause
no,
about
I
like
Like,
know.
just cause
nothing
you
else.
live inside the house 24/7 and don't leave your room doesn't mean I don't leave my room. You know what
Or
I'm
it's just
saying?
like, you know what? I found like people could be really sheltered by a family that baby them so they don't believe that the real world is that harsh. And I'm like,
Oh
what the
yeah,
fuck? Like, I'm not
Savage.
telling you these stories to scare you. Like, this is real life.
yeah,
And this will happen. You know what I'm
yep.
saying?
That's
Like
what I'm saying. Like I'm waiting for
savage
someone to
out
spray
there.
me with some shit. I'm waiting for some motherfucker to
Mm.
spray me with some
I
shit. I
never
swear, I'm
wanted to
waiting for
Like,
this
and
shit.
experience anything like that.
honestly,
That's
you don't,
horrible.
because the day that
That
happens,
was
that shit's
just
gonna break your spirit.
I was
devastating
about to
if
say
That's
the
gonna
day
anything,
that
break your
you
happened,
spirit.
know.
like
Trust me. That
The
shit will
comments are
break your
bad enough,
spirit.
but to just go and just be out disrespectful like to some, one like that's just a terrible thing, you know.
I wouldn't even do that if I. I
And I
mean,
think
I'll
it's
admit,
very heartbreaking when you hear stories of people saying how they've gone to doctor's offices. When you're going to a doctor's office and you got staff people there sitting, snickering and laughing at you, and
Mm-hmm.
you're going to see the dentist or whatever, and the dentist is being brushed off in a flute with you,
I
that's a
can't stand that
terrible,
shit.
feeling,
It's horrible
But
feeling
these are
because
some
they're
of the
taking
stories
care of
that you
you.
hear day in, day out, with a lot of us suffers dealing with the condition.
Because
So,
they're taking care of you too. Like they have I mean, they don't have complete control over you, but like when they're in your mouth, they're.
but they
That's
have
what
a
I'm
certain
saying. Like,
standard that they have to deal with too at the same time. Because I know that situation, I forgot that fella's name when he was dealing with that. He ended up having to report that staff.
he better have shit. I would have gotten all his information,
He had a
his
job to
his
work just
name.
like anybody else, and he came forward
Right.
to let them know about the condition, So, and then too, I always try to look and give people the benefit of the doubt, to say that, well, maybe people react because they don't know. But when you let it be known and people know, and then you still get that reaction, then
Yep.
okay, so this is a whole different
Right.
ball run. It's not
I'm
like
gonna
you're
say
acting or reacting this way out of ignorance. You know what you're
now. See,
doing.
but even for
Yeah.
me, ignorance is no excuse. I don't care. Ignorance is no excuse. Because I mean, if you don't know and you're acting like this, bro, it don't matter if I tell you or not.
Exactly. Like at least treat me like a fucking human being. Shit. I mean, like it's just like you said. Like even if you don't know, like I mean, just, at least treat the fucker like a human being. For fuck's sakes. Like some of these
Yeah.
people just have sheer just
Yeah, my bad.
no.
I got a phone call.
They
My
treat you
bad.
with no human decency whatsoever. It's
Yeah.
disgusting, really.
And I'd be ready to fight behind that. But you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you can't really always fight. You know what I'm
That's why
saying?
you can't go to jail
Yeah,
for
you
every
You can't.
can't.
dude.
Exactly.
I honestly think
Exactly.
I honestly think each and every single person with TMAU deserves a Nobel Peace Prize for not going to jail because of the bullshit that they have to
And I
deal with
feel like
each and
we
every
all need
single
to
day.
get. I feel like we all need to get out of jail free card just in case we fuck up at least one
Hell yeah,
time, like for real,
shit,
you know,
shit,
like on Monopoly, like get out of jail
shit.
free.
You know how many times I
Well, I
damn near went
don't.
to jail over this shit?
Oh my
We might
goodness.
need to.
Shit,
Well, because I didn't get
Oh,
to
that was
use
a
that
good
first
one.
one because my last charge I got arrested back in 2015 and shit, back in fucking March, aggravated assault and
shit,
battery.
man.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, this shit can fuck with me so much. I'm surprised I haven't
Yeah.
been in jail yet. To be honest with you.
It
Shit.
You
was
don't need to do that, bro. But you know
Letitia.
what? You know what's crazy though? I'm sorry, Henry, but you know what's crazy
No.
though? Nobody tries me in jail behind that shit. It's like it's regular. It's nothing. Cause like there'll be niggas who come in there, like, and they will make me gag. You know what I'm saying? They'll make me gag. I'd be like, bro, what the fuck? like, you know what I'm saying? So it's not a
Damn.
big deal in there.
Because they don't care. Shit.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, I was gonna say when I joined the Facebook group years ago, and I thought it was gonna have all the answers. An older black lady
Okay.
reached out to me, and she said, young lady, like be able to get this down one day, but let me tell you something, like people ain't shit, family ain't shit. She was like, I don't smell anymore. I moved away, started a family, like my life is so much better. And she was like, her family still won't let it go.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and
Yep.
that's what I mean by this carries a stigma. It's like, dog, once it goes away, like why the fuck you can't even treat your own family with respect anymore? Like it's gone. Like what the
Yep.
fuck?
Yep.
And my
Like
main
I
thing is
don't
like,
get
bro,
like
I could see if it was me just being dirty, but it's not me. It's not my fault though. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it's
I
not
can't
my.
control this shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I shower
That's
like I
cool.
shower like 3 to 4 times a day. You know what I'm saying?
Same.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
You
Like
But
I
know
would
what's
even
with
literally.
this
let's
TMAU? I like to think of us. It makes you OCD. I think if anything,
Yeah,
we're the cleanest people that are actually out here
Hell yeah.
because we
yeah.
fight and struggle so much to try to gain control over this monster that we have no control over. That it's actually turned us into compulsive, obsessive hygienists.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we are
Very true.
so. You become so compulsive and to a hygienic end. So when people say that, you have to laugh. You really do. You really
I mean,
do. You
I
could
just
write a
think it's
couple
sad
encyclopedias
though.
on cleanliness.
I just think
I
it's sad though, like how you have this down, and I know other older people that have it down now, and they can't even go back around family because family won't like let it
Mm-hmm.
go. And it's like, what the fuck is? What is it about? I mean, I know I ask this almost every podcast, but it's like, bruh, like, what is the obsession over odor? Like, it's done with.
exactly.
Like, I don't obsess over shit like that. Like, when something's done, it's done. Like, my memory is
Mm-hmm.
this fucking short. Like, I
That's
move on to
true.
the next shit. It's like, I don't get that whole, like, obsessive mentality to, like, just dog somebody. It's like, it's done.
that's because those
What the
motherfuckers are
fuck?
miserable. That's why they ain't got shit else better to do. Ain't got shit going
Mm-hmm.
on. You know what
That's
I'm saying?
true.
They miserable.
And it's such a personal topic. There's no way, like, if I got this down tomorrow and hung around you guys, like, I would bring this up, like, I never had this, or dog y'all, like,
Oh,
I never talked to y'all.
absolutely
Like,
not.
Yeah, sure.
yeah, it's
No.
like, what the fuck? Like, that's just not me. That's what I'm like, what the fuck? These people, like, if you telling me you can't go back around family, like, damn, like,
I was like, if this shit got if I got this shit down like straight up, like I would start a whole new fucking. I wouldn't even. I mean, yeah, I would bring it up because like I wouldn't, I wouldn't dog anybody, but I would bring it up just because I don't forget the struggle. I mean, I've been struggling with this shit for
Yeah.
7 years. Like I couldn't forget the struggle. I mean, when you struggle for something like this for 7 years,
So
you don't
long.
just it doesn't just slip your memory.
Thank you.
I wouldn't dog people for it either. I mean, like I said, they can't control. If you can't control the shit, well then, no. What the fuck can I do about it? I'm not gonna complain.
Mm-hmm.
I was just always the type of person, like, look, if it's not my business and doesn't concern me, like, I don't need to be
Exactly.
speaking
Yep.
on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and
Exactly.
that's the way I was raised like that. And I don't know if a lot of black people were raised like that, where it's like, you mind your business, you stay out of
A good
trouble.
amount of them.
I
Mm-hmm.
don't know.
Not all of them. A good amount of them. Not all of them. Believe me. Not all black people are raised like that, but a good amount of them are.
But that's the old school way. That's how I was raised. Like my parents
Same.
were
Yeah.
like, look, if it's not your business, don't get involved. Like it don't
Mm-hmm.
concern you, keep it moving. So
Yeah.
that's the way I am. Like I can't get obsessed over people like the way other people do.
Like I
It's
remember.
not in me.
I don't fuck with my parents all that much, but like they still till this day they still tell me like mind your own business. When you go to work, just mind your own business.
Yes, mind your
Yeah,
business.
mind your
Exactly.
business. Shit. Shit. You worry about your
You'd
place.
be
Exactly.
surprised. You love that logic, and in the perfect world, you think that that's what folks would follow, because that's my daily mantra daily. And it
You got
seems
Yeah.
mind
like
your
the
own fucking
more you
business.
try to go about minding your business and
They get
keeping to
mad.
your own, trouble
They do
always
get
has a way
mad.
of trying
Yeah.
to find you.
Yeah, it does. Because my motto is
I
get your
get
money
tested out here
and
daily.
stay
And
out
it's
the
just
way.
now I'm at a point where I can actually look at them and laugh them off half the time. But it's just folks can be ridiculous. You know, I
But I
said,
be having to tell
if
motherfuckers,
I
man.
could say my life is like I live in the twilight zone sometimes. It's
Yep.
like you couldn't make this shit up on your your worst day. Try
Straight up.
living in my reality for a day.
I swear. I remember I walked into
And talk to me. But that logic, I like that. Just mind to your own business and
Yeah,
everything would be
get your money
okay.
and
If
stay out
only
the way.
that were
That's it.
in the perfect world, that's good logic.
time to what it is.
Too much like right, I'm telling you.
Listen to that, right?
Yeah. I mean, I
Who was
remember.
listening to trap music?
Oh, that was Jim.
No. Oh.
But yeah. What was I about to say? Fucking I was about to say something. Oh, I remember. This was a long time ago. This is one of the first few instances with this whole shit. Like I remember I just walked into like it was like I forget what
Mhm,
kind of store it was. It was like you just pick whatever. I forget. It's like some sort of express gas station where you just kind of like pick wherever and then you go and you
mhm.
whatever. And then like I walked into this gas station and I swear to God
My
like
bad, y'all.
oh no sorry like straight up I swear to God like everybody and their mom just like looked at me. I was always like the seventh wonder of the world. I swear I thought they were about to start like taking pictures or some shit. I was like what? And like they all just stopped and just stared at me. I'm like holy like. do these like
Like, what
real
the
talk?
hell?
Like, what the?
Mm-hmm.
I was fucking bewildered by how many people were just stopping and staring at my ass. I'm like,
Oh,
holy
I get them on the
god!
regular.
They just stare at you as though you're some
Yeah.
sort of like mythical creature from freaking
They'll
Greek
stare
Like
at
you
you
know what
so
mythology or
to
some
long to the
do.
shit.
point where they'll start to fixate on you. So you know how I get them? I
Yeah.
just ignore them and
But you gotta
keep going
stare
about
back.
my
No, you gotta.
business.
No, I
The
stare back
smart
at
ones
them.
eventually get the hang and just actually go around, but it's just the idiots or the haters, as I like to call them, that actually stand there so stuck on you
That's
or
what like
whatever. But if you want to watch
oh
and
my,
mind my
I stare
business,
back.
go right ahead, knock yourself out.
No, I stare
it's
back, and I
crazy.
get that. And then I give them that question, like, "What's up, bro? You good? Oh,
That's why
yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
I've actually done that to
You
some
said
people.
you'll
Like I've
after him,
actually,
huh?
I was about to say like at first I didn't want to do it, but then it just got to a point where I'm just like, man, these people are starting to
Mm-mm.
piss me off. Like it's like when someone looks at me, it's like, yo, bro, you good? I'm like, like that shit. This shit will get to you, man. I mean, it'll get to the
Mm-hmm.
point where it's like you have to say something to these people. Can't let everyone get on you
It's
like that.
good to have a good healthy outlet to be able to invent and express yourselves, because just think, like, you have the podcast, obviously you have a nice network of folks that you can reach out to. Just think of some folks who are so sheltered, or maybe who don't like to reach out or really have anybody to reach out to. You don't have any way of being able to release or vent that frustration, you know?
Yo, tell it to
So
everyone
if
watching
anything,
this
I think
podcast.
that's a positive thing. You got something to be thankful for, because it helps keep you balanced,
Hell yeah.
I just like the
I
laughing,
think.
like I mean, hearing people's stories and just like like laughing is healthy and it boosts your serotonin.
Oh,
Actually,
honey,
like
you have
with
to. At the end of the day, you got to.
yeah.
You got to.
So like
Yeah.
honestly, like I just like getting on here just to like, hey, like for real, bro, and then just laugh. I'm not laughing at anybody, but it's
Yeah,
just funny
yeah.
because I'm just like, damn, bro, like we all live in the same life. Fuck, like,
And then it's good to take yourself away when you can, to away from that, because even though I
yeah,
have this condition, that's not all there is to me. There's
Yeah.
more to me. There's different aspects of
exactly.
me.
Oh my,
I'm a woman.
that's
I'm a mother.
it,
I work. I do things. I like to go out and shop. I like to get out and have fun once in a while. There's so many other different aspects. So it's good
Exactly.
to take and direct that energy in those different areas as well. This just
do
happens
you
to be
guys ever
something that I
get
happen
this
to
where
have that carries me, but that's not what makes me or breaks me at the end of the day. You
does it
know?
do
So
you guys ever get this where people talk down to you and they think you're like slow?
Yep.
where
Yeah,
they'll
definitely.
try,
Yeah.
you mean?
Yes, it
Bruh.
kills
Yeah.
me. It kills me like with that high pitched voice, and I be thinking in my mind like, this motherfucker think I'm slow as a
Like,
bitch.
yo,
God
I
damn,
get
like.
so mad. And then I have to go bring out the expertise, vocabulary and shit. Like, yo, I have great linguistic skills. Like, do not try me, man. Do not assault my intelligence. Please don't. Please don't.
Yeah.
Yes,
And you
that's what
know
makes me
what?
so mad.
And it's so
It makes
kind
me
when you can
so
turn around and reverse and give
angry.
them that nice little dose right back to them, and
Mm-hmm.
turn around and talk to them very slow. Like they have an issue too. Up and they look dumbfounded, like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
So if
no.
you're gonna sit
No,
and talk to me
I've
regular,
literally
we can
had
have a
people
regular
walk.
dialogue. But if we're gonna sit here and do the duh conversation, we can do that too.
I've
Sometimes you have to
literally
throw
had
it back at them, because you'd be surprised. A lot of people can't take the medicine that they throw out.
Hell yeah.
You'd
no,
be
I've
surprised.
literally had
It,
people walk off and like try me, and they're like, "Oh, bro, like she like is cool, like she's funny. I just talked to her, like she's not slow," and it's like they're testing you to see, and then they'll go run back and tell people like, "No, like there's nothing
Same.
wrong with her," and then they'll be like, "Oh, she's just trifling." Like I can hear them,
Exact
you know,
same.
say like, "Yes," and I'm like, "What the fuck?" And or like if they bring up school or just anything about work, and then I'm like, "Yeah, I have my bachelor's, blah 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 blah," and they're like, "What? You went to college?" And I'm like, "Yeah, like." I did. And they'll be like, and you can hear them run off and they'll be like, bruh, like she's not slow. Like she just doesn't take showers. And I'm like,
Same.
oh my
Same.
God.
Oh,
Same. Jesus.
Like, it's like,
Dude,
how
I'm
the fuck would
telling
I get this job if I was slow? No offense to people that are, but I'm just saying, like, I'm just, what the fuck? Like, who the fuck would hire me if I was that, like, mentally
hey,
challenged? Like, come
my
on.
I know
my
exactly what you're talking about.
my
Shit.
new thing is I'm about to start saying I'm European. You know what I'm saying? That's a new thing. No,
Mm.
I'm just European. You know what I mean?
Dude, straight up, like, you'll be surprised how many people, like, they'll ask me like what I'm major. Like for example, ask me what I'm majoring in. 10, I can almost see it in their eyes. Like they're thinking to themselves, like, oh, he's probably undecided. He probably, he doesn't even go to class. Like when I tell them that I'm majoring in computer science, their eyes light up fucking like have you ever seen the size of a golf ball? Their eyes turn from like these little
Yeah,
squints, like fucking like big ass golf balls. It's like whole
Sure
like
makes
cartoon
me, huh?
eyes.
like
It's
are
the
you sure?
cartoon eyes.
Are you sure, sir?
Mhm.
Sure. Do you question that I'm literally like I've literally had people look at me and
Mhm.
say, "Do you understand the question that I'm asking towards you?" It's like, dude, like yeah, I'm majoring in fucking computer science. It's like, holy,
Oh
I deserve a
God.
Nobel
Oh,
Peace
yeah,
Prize, dude. I
you have
deserve
to
a few
laugh at
Nobel
him.
Peace
You have to
Prizes.
laugh at him.
I deserve a few Nobel Peace Prizes. I'm telling you, holy Jesus,
Okay.
straight up.
Mm-mm. Write it in the book. I'll tell you.
I go.
Mm-mm.
I would go into the fucking Guinness World Record books of how many Nobel Peace Prizes I would have won by now.
So I have a question. Like,
How many of these podcasts have
hello?
you done so far?
Isn't this
We've
the
done about
10th
like
one?
14 or so.
How
Oh,
No,
I
I
thought
many?
mean
this was
we've
the
done like 10, but like we've had like in between ones or whatever. But
Okay.
oh the
yeah, Nick, what
private
were you
one.
saying?
I was
Yeah,
saying
I'm
like,
sorry. Phone ringing again.
I have a question. Like, how do you guys deal like with relationships and everything? Like, I know like some people are like married with this, and I'm just trying to figure out how's that even possible? Like, I don't even know.
I'm I'm gonna tell
It's
you like
possible,
this,
but
bro.
it's
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 I'm
yeah,
hard.
single, so
It's
tell
it's
yeah,
me.
it's
it's
hard.
real hard.
Yeah,
Here,
Cause
here.
like we were talking about earlier, you know what I'm saying? It's like you don't know if they really there to fuck with you or you know what I'm saying, like it's like what are you here for? You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
Or to
Like
make a come up off of you. Like
that
if you're
part.
doing what, yeah, you don't know.
Like I
Like
said,
Mm.
when
like
I was younger and you have less to you lose, I could say like, yeah, I felt like, the person like me. But now that I'm like 30 and I got some shit to lose, like I don't trust motherfuckers.
yeah.
Like,
like
nah. Especially if you ain't got the same shit I got. I don't think you trying to make it come up straight up.
that part.
You know,
Now, see, like I don't know, chick I'm dealing with now and shit, like we're not seeing eye to eye. But it's mainly
Mm.
me. You know what I'm saying? Cause bad attitude, I'm always snapping and shit. You know what I'm saying? And it be this shit. I'm just like, yo, it's not me. It's this shit. It's always put me in a bad mood, and it makes me real untrusting of people. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
But there
I
are
don't fucking
people
trust
who deal
nobody.
with this condition on the coin of that. I didn't mean to cut you off, honey.
It's
Who
okay.
have very supportive spouses
Mhm.
and
They
are very
do
much there for them. So it's two different ends of the coin.
they do.
I
Like
wouldn't know because I'm single. I haven't been with anybody in a while, so I can't speak to it. But I know just from from Facebook alone, I know of three awesome couples. The ladies have husbands who are very awesome.
I
Love
will
them
say
dearly. They were there with them at the meetup, so who are there? So I guess it just that end
I would say
that's an open ended one that just
it
takes a
takes a
different
strong
spectrum.
person to really just
Mhm.
not care about what people think
yeah,
to really be in
straight up.
somebody's
It
corner who has
does
this. That's all
take a
the best
strong
advice I
person.
can
You're
give.
right about that.
Because if you're like weak and like very vain, which seems to be what I attract lately if I'm out, it's like after a few months they start acting stupid and then we just gonna have to wrap it up because I ain't got time for it, dog. Like
Mm.
I just don't. I don't have time for that attitude. Or this is the thing. They could like you, but then if their family starts complaining about you, then they feel embarrassed and then they start acting
Mhm.
stupid when they know damn well they don't act that way when it's just y'all two together. So shit like that, I'm like, if you're not a grown enough man
Mm.
to take me for who I am and you still give a fuck about what your family think, then I can't fuck with you because to me you ain't
I
grown.
don't know. Like it's
Like,
confusing to me because like I said, like she told me she doesn't smell anything. Like if she's taking me around her friends and shit like that. Like and then she got
Mm.
like gay homeboys and shit like that. You know how they are. They
Mm.
worse
no
than women with
man.
the cat. They worse than women with the catty shit. You know what I'm saying? And like none of them has ever
Major
said it.
shade.
Yeah, none of them. They never said nothing. She says they never said nothing. But it's like I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because I have a problem staring at people's faces and shit. Because I'm gonna stare in your face and try to see what type of facial expression you're gonna make, and if you're gonna cut your eye to
Mm-hmm.
somebody else and shit like that. Like
Yeah.
I got a problem. I stare like when I speak to somebody, I'm staring directly in your face. There's no breakaway. There's like I'm right there in your face. I'm waiting for you to sit there and try to
Okay.
cut your eyes or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I mean, I honestly don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because she might tell me like, oh, no one's ever said anything, but it might be her trying to spare my feelings type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
Is it
Like,
something that you bring up often, or no?
nah, I brought it up before, but she's like, nah, like I can't smell you. My mom never said anything, and her mom is like one of those. Her mom has no filter, so she's gonna say whatever she wants to say. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Like,
okay.
but like she's never said anything like that to me or no shit like that. The most she's done is tell me like, I wish you take your big ass home. You've been over here all day. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
That's the most she said to me.
Okay.
So I
How
mean,
long
I
have
don't
y'all
know.
been together? This one that you're dealing with now, the young lady
Um,
here.
I met her in 2015, like in September and shit. We actually didn't start dating until like 6 or 7 months later. So I say maybe like a year, change maybe. I'm not really too sure. But probably,
Okay.
I'm gonna say a year though for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Okay.
like I said, we haven't been seeing eye to eye lately because of me and my attitude and shit. You know what I'm saying? And like I can honestly say it's me. You know what I'm saying? I can't blame it on nobody else but me. It's my attitude. I've been yeah real bad lately. I ain't gonna lie.
Mm. It'd be like that sometime, bro. I tell you. Y'all will get through y'all's hurdle,
I
especially if
mean,
you got a
yeah, I
friendship
know
with
a
sister.
lot of people that are in supportive couples and like married and like
Mm-hmm.
even the ones closer to my age, like they're just getting married and stuff from the old groups that I'm still friends with. But I can say like they haven't had like the best dating lives. It kind of just like happened later in life when it happened, and
Yeah.
you know, I guess they just got lucky finding somebody they were attracted to and on the same level as them, and just didn't care. But that's hard to find. Like I'm just and with me, I'm not even really looking. I'm like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Because
I
I
feel
gotta take
like
care of
that's the
myself.
best
Like
attitude to have, don't you? Because I know
yeah,
with me here
yeah.
in
For
this
me, it
city,
is. Like
I
I'm not
know
looking.
my whole thing is I'm open to date. I'm not even meeting my state. I should. I'll go to shady where the men are more drab and fun. But it would take. You'd have to be able to see me past my condition. Takes a big enough person to be able to see you past um what you're dealing with. And I think that's a hard find now, especially in this day and age where everything is just about being so superficial.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Ass,
it's gotten
eyes,
harder.
hips, face,
It's
lips, and everything
harder.
else, and then to have this condition thrown on top of it,
Yeah,
that's just a lot. So it take a unique, strong type of fella to be able to deal with a sister like me. First of all, he have to have his own mind. He have to have his own mindset. He can't be a follower for one,
exactly. Yeah, you can't.
and
Yeah,
strong
can't be a
enough to be
follower.
able to
Be like,
deal
if
with
you're a
my type of
follower,
personality.
yeah, if
So
you're a follower, dog, it's a
you
wrap.
got to have your
I
own
can't deal with
mind
that type
frame
of
for one to be
mentality.
able to deal with a sister like me.
Yeah.
You
Just
know,
in general, if
it's
I didn't
funny
smell like
too.
this, I can't deal with guys that are followers. So,
No,
like,
because I'm not one.
if you can't think for
Absolutely.
yourself and you care what your friends think all the time, to me, you're a fucking kid. Straight up.
That part. I mean, it's funny though, cause motherfucking like nowadays and women, like if you ain't got that bag, regardless if you got TMA or not, if you ain't got that bag, you one of the big niggas ain't fucking with you, regardless. So
If you don't have what? The
if you don't,
what
yeah,
bag?
no, if you don't have that bag, yeah, that
Bag?
bag,
Meaning what? Like
money,
trapping with you?
no money.
Oh, money. Oh.
Yeah, if you
Oh,
ain't got that bag,
I didn't know
you know
either.
what I'm
I'm like,
Okay.
saying?
wait, wait. Okay.
I
And
thought you meant
then,
you wanted her to trap with you, like the trap life, like
oh
Gucci and
nah,
his
nah, nah, nah,
Gucci
nah,
and his wife. Like you wanted, yeah, I got the
Mm-mm.
bag.
nah,
Like you feel me? Okay, all
nah. But
right.
if you ain't got that bag,
She turned that boy around, boy.
they
He
ain't
got him a
fucking
good
with you.
one. Ooh, he got him a good one.
I
Didn't
don't
he?
know because I'm still stuck on the fact how her kids are somewhere off in Jamaica and not with her.
That's not true. That's not true, man. That's not
Oh,
true.
okay.
Yeah, they.
Oh, okay.
Nah.
I'm just saying because I was like, me, I'm the type of person where like it's like even down to homeboys and shit like that. I'm the type of person like, bro, if you don't take care of your kids, bro, I can't fuck with you. Cause that's your own flesh and blood. And if you don't fuck
Mm-hmm.
with your own flesh and blood, ain't no telling what you'll do to me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm just your homeboy. So
Okay.
yeah, if you don't take care of your
Yeah.
kids, I can't fuck with
Very
you.
That's real
true.
talk right there.
Very true.
But
Yeah, guys. I
but
think
nah,
I'm
I'm
going
saying
to
like
Oh no, I was just gonna say like I was just gonna ask people in the comment section if they want to get on the private podcast. We've gone about like 2 hours or so, so we're gonna head on into the private podcast and then yeah. But for anyone who wants to get in on the private podcast, just go ahead and say it in the comments. Or, well, actually, don't say it in the comments. Email me at tmauup. That's tmauup@gmail.com. Go into the private podcast. Once that goes on. But yeah, go ahead and say what you were saying, Jim. I just want to give the people some time to email me.
oh no, I'm saying like having TMAU, that shit makes it even harder. You have to have like a super bag. You know what I'm saying? Just to
Mm.
even get a bitch to speak to you nowadays, man. Like, cause
It's true.
in July, we went to the strip club in July for my daughter's birthday and shit. You know what I'm saying? We were in there, we were live and shit, and we was having a ball and shit, drinking and everything like that. But I was like, as it got closer towards the end of the night and I started actually sweating out the alcohol and shit, I could actually feel it. It's like, yeah, section cleared out and it's time to go. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, bitch, I done had too much to drink. It's too hot in here. I done started sweating and shit. It's time for me to go. Section clearing out and shit like that. Like, yeah, time to haul ass.
Okay.
Like, regardless. And the nigga had that, and I had that bag too. We was in that bitch launching shit. I had that bag, but yeah, even that still don't. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't overcompensate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I know exactly what you're saying. And I kind of agree with. Yeah, I kind of agree with what Brianna was saying about you don't know if they're trying to get come up because like this last girl that I was with, she was straight up trying to make a come up. Like that's all she wanted. She was just looking for a fucking Prince Charming to fucking do all this for her, buy all this shit. She was straight up looking for a come up. And I didn't, I mean, I let it slide because, like, with TMAU, you don't find a whole lot of people who are willing to, like, be with you and shit. So, like, when I found her, I was like, I let that shit slide. But looking back, I should have just fucking let her go on the roadside.
That part.
It
How long
really
have you
wasn't
been
that.
Facts
together?
right there.
3 or 4 months.
Well, she
It
ain't
wasn't
get you
too
for
long,
too much.
thankfully.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
Yeah, she ain't get you for
that's what
too
I'm
much.
thankful for.
but
That's what I'm
that
thankful for.
that's what I'm saying. Like when I was in Florida, the last person I dated was like 6 to 7 months. But that's what I'm saying. You can usually tell after 3 months, like
Mm-hmm.
when people's masks fall, they get more comfortable around you. You can kind of tell more, like even if they don't say it, like just
Mm-hmm.
how they carry shit in their own life, like what they're
Mm-hmm.
about. So when I'm like, I'm younger than you and you're older than me, and I'm holding shit down better than you, like then
I
yeah,
was
you're
about
trying
to
to make
say,
a come.
oh,
Yeah, you're
if you're
trying to make
holding
a
shit
come
better,
up.
that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're holding shit better down than them, then that's that in and of itself. That's a red flag. I'm like, unless,
Bro, it's Florida. It's Florida. All he cared about was like fucking popping pills and drinking every
yeah,
day after work.
Mm.
And I couldn't keep
Oh
up with it.
yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't a
yeah, like
pillhead. So
I'm telling everybody watching this podcast right now. Like, I
it's
can tell you
like,
right now, like, because this girl was the girl that I was with, she was doing worse off than I was. If you're doing worse off than I was, something's wrong. Like, I'm telling
yeah,
everybody, yeah, when I'm
exactly.
telling everybody right now, like when the person that you're with is doing worse off than you are, that shouldn't happen. They don't have. I mean, if they do have TMAU, that's one thing. If they don't have this shit, then and they're doing worse off than you are, something's
Just
wrong.
lazy. You're just lazy.
Something's
Oh
wrong.
no.
Something's wrong. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, but
pretty much.
you have to really. I mean, unless the person's going through like another disease or another disorder or like a really tough time in their life, you have to really step back and say, okay, what the hell is going on with this person? Like, you really have to reevaluate the person, not even as like a partner, as a person. Like, you have to evaluate them as a person first. Fuck the partner, fuck the spouse. Like, you have to evaluate them on a core, like, real talk. Because if they're doing worse than you and you have this shit, something's wrong. I'm sorry. If I didn't have this shit, I don't even know where I'd be in a fucking house. I'd be so higher up and shit. But like,
That's what I'm
if they're
saying.
doing worse than you, damn, I don't even
But
know.
I mean, I've seen that happen to family members and even friends that don't even have this issue where people have tried to date them for come ups or status or what they can get out the situation later. Like people don't just come out of the blue. Like on the first day and tell you their intentions. They snakes.
You have to, you
They
have to
got
at
it.
least
You
walk.
know what I'm saying?
I
So
was about to say, like you, from what I've seen, you you should at least try and walk 4 seasons with a person before you try. In my opinion, personally, like with after I've gone through this shit with that girl who tried to get a come up, dog. Like I'm trying to walk 4 seasons with a person before I try and make that decision. To be honest with you, because I'm not trying to go into that bullshit anymore. I'm 19 years old and I'm still somewhat young, but I mean, it's kind of like what Brianna said. 30 came for her real quick. I'm not trying to have 30 come for me real quick, and have to deal with all these girls trying to get a come up. Like I'm not trying to do that shit.
yeah.
Well, you got to be cutthroat with it, man.
Yeah, straight up.
Like,
Let me
no
just check.
disrespect to women whatsoever, but that hand
Yeah,
got to be strong, though.
it's a two-way
You know what I'm
street
saying?
too. I mean,
And
women
as
have to
far
do.
when
No, I mean, I just want.
and when I say the hand, I'm talking about your mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit got to be real strong, man.
And it's gonna be a two-way street too. Like, I mean, I'm saying this to both women and men. Women also have to do the same for men. You have to really evaluate the dude also.
I
Hmm.
mean, I've seen
It's,
the shit I've seen in Florida. Like, I've seen like
Mm.
couples getting in arguments in broad daylight, and the dude tell the female like, "I was just using you until my tax return came," and they ain't even got the same problems as me. Like, that's what I
Listen,
mean by like,
listen.
bruh. Like in Florida, gay be getting
Oh
ran like ain't
God.
nobody's. Look,
Like,
Oh
listen.
y'all know I
man.
ain't lying.
It
I
is
ain't
cut.
lying. I'm for
Oh,
real.
Listen,
I ain't lying.
yeah, we know
I
you
ain't
ain't lying.
lying.
Yeah,
listen.
shit.
Florida
tax
is cutthroat to
season.
the
Yeah.
T, man.
Oh
To
I
Lord,
the
would.
have
Yeah,
yes,
mercy.
and like, and there's nothing like, yo. There's no more man more faithful than a nigga who needs some place to stay.
yeah, that's
You know what
true.
I'm saying?
What? What?
That's
I
true. That's
trust me.
100% true. I'm not gonna lie.
I
I've seen that in other dudes
I
before.
see it all the time, man.
Yep, I see it
That
over here
shit
in
too funny,
Massachusetts.
man.
I mean, and
So I
I've
see it all
seen
the
the
time.
females like go into denial and be like, "No, that's not true. Like he really loves me." And the boy's friends are telling her like, "Bro, like he tells us like he don't really fuck with you like that. Like he just wanted a place to stay until his taxes came." And like she just doesn't believe it because
Hmm.
around her he's a whole nother guy. And
Yeah.
I'm like, "Damn, man, like that's what I mean. If shit like that can happen to people that don't have this, bruh,
Hmm.
like that shit is tough out here. Like,
Yo, but ladies and
Savage,
gentlemen,
man.
ladies and gentlemen, before we sign off into the private cast, just wanted to ask everyone watching, the 29 people watching, and the people who are watching on replay also, definitely take the time to give the video a like. When you give the video a like, pretty much what it does is it pretty much helps the video get more popular. So when the video gets
oh,
more popular,
that's
hopefully the
pretty
podcast
nice.
will get a lot more. Yes, like when you see the you'll see like the thumbs up and thumbs down. Give it a thumbs up, and when you give it a thumbs up, pretty much it helps the video get more popular. When it gets more popular, hopefully we'll get more people onto the podcast, and hopefully we'll get more people watching the podcast, and we'll just make this thing a whole lot bigger. Obviously, like I've
Oh,
been
you're
saying,
on your way. You're definitely on your way,
yeah,
fella.
yeah, so
You will.
the more the merrier, pretty much. So just like I said, like the video, and yeah. So yeah, like I said, guys, this was podcast number 10. We had Brianna, like always, coming on. Appreciate that. This was Jim's first time. This was Letitia's first time also. So definitely big ups to that. Like I said, I mean, this is their first time. I'm pretty sure they had fun, guys. I mean, fuck.
yeah, nice meeting you
Brianna and Jim,
guys.
it was so good to
No
meet you
way.
guys. I really enjoyed being able to sit and listen to you guys share. And
Straight up. I
Yeah,
mean, we've
I
I'm
never.
enjoyed
very
you
happy
guys
to meet
too.
you. I really
Yeah,
am.
we've
What's the little
never
fella
had.
here with the dreadlocks? What's he so quiet? What's your name?
Nick,
My name is Nicholas.
Nick?
Yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
okay.
Yeah,
Nick's so quiet. He
I'm
just
just
says
like
stuff
that.
here and there. I just see the screen pop on him once in a while. And good seeing you too. You wasn't saying that much, but it was good seeing you on here otherwise
Yeah, I'm just like that.
as
So
well.
yeah, yeah. You too.
Hmm.
Yeah, big ups to
You
everybody who
remind me of
comes.
my
We've
nephew
never.
with the dreadlocks. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like big ups to everyone who does come on, because I mean, like I said, I mean, I know you guys. I'm not saying that you guys are just sit home and do nothing all day, but I know you guys are just like just sitting there, probably playing video games or just doing whatever. I mean, must as well come on. But
You know,
anyway,
honey, we just
um,
came off a Thanksgiving weekend too, so no, it was hectic or whatever. Folks was running around with families. We have all kind of stuff going on. Because I
exactly.
remember you had hit me early in the week and asked me if I wanted to come on, and I'm like, I would have loved to, but it was just too busy. So
I
we good
know.
to wait till after the holiday war over, so we had time to get on here and to be able to do this. But I'm gonna get off because I know you guys are getting off soon, and I got some stuff around the house too to do. But I also
Okay.
wanted to tell you before I got off, I'm so proud of you. Kill what you're doing.
Yo,
You're doing a great thing, and it's so good to see. It just does my heart so good. And I
yo, we doing our
plan to get
best.
on one of your future ones as well. If you'll have me, if you let me
Hell
come on
yeah.
here, I'll come
Yeah,
on here.
hell yeah.
Um, I really enjoyed it. It feels good to be able to talk to other sufferers or whatever. That we're not out here walking alone. I always say, although I walk alone, I walk as many, as
Yeah,
a legion,
definitely. Sure.
as other sufferers out here. There's somebody else out here who knows my experience and knows my pain and knows my struggle. So even though we're so far and distant away from each other, guys, we walk with each other in spirit. I like to think that way. So we're not
Okay.
alone out here. And that's a good thing. And that's something to count as a blessing. Count it all as blessing. And, you keep staying encouraged and you don't give up. Because, you all, I'm listening to you. These are fighter spirits on here. These are soldiers I'm sitting here listening to talking out here. It's
Real
that
talk.
soldier and that fighting spirit that keeps you going,
Real
you
talk.
know.
Shit.
So, just like diabetes, AIDS, and any other condition out here, they still haven't found cures to those diseases. I feel the same is true with TMAU as well. But we're at a better breaking ground as from years before where they had little to hardly any,
Yeah, nothing pretty
knowledge
much.
even or awareness of the condition. But it's a new day and age.
Very
And I
true.
hope that in my lifetime that I live to see a cure for the condition. If not, at least protocols that they'll have in place where future sufferers, future generation of sufferers won't have to suffer and go through the hardships that we are going through. And I believe that time is coming. But I know our country here, our doctors here, it's limited as far as their research, but overseas, it seems like they do a lot more of the research on that end.
I got a
So there's still
question too.
there are a lot of things that are in place. They're promising for it, So one day at a time. But
Like,
in the meantime, you just keep your head up and stay encouraged and do the best you can do.
I got a
In
question
the
though.
meantime, though, but
They say it's like
hmm?
no, I said I got a question. They say it's
What you
like
saying,
it's
John?
I, I said they said it's like an enzyme that we're missing in our liver, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so my thing is, if you know what enzyme is missing, can't you like somehow, you know what I'm saying, how should I manufacture that enzyme for us? Throw that bitch in a pill,
But
you
that's
know what I'm
where it gets
saying? And
tricky because when it comes to the FMNO3 gene, and then with genes, don't they have different variations and take on different variations and things like that? When you get
They
into
do.
genetics, that gets really intricate.
Well, Here's my thing. For people that it started later, much later, and they didn't have it at a younger age, like me and Zach and other people. Okay, if the gene can just trigger and then you start smelling out of the blue, like it did for Jim at 18, why is it that it can't trigger back? Like, do you understand what I'm
You
saying?
guys, it's
Like,
our mystery pyramid that
I mean,
we're
is that like a dumb question? Or does that make sense? What I'm saying, like,
no,
if
I don't
something can
think
be turned
so.
off, why
I
can't
don't
it be
think
turned back
so.
on?
but I think it's more like how did I lose it? You know what I'm saying? Some shit like how did it break? Like what caused it to break? You know what I'm
But the
saying?
body's always healing itself, like in general. So it's okay, if something can, okay, that's what I'm trying to
I
say
understand
is
what you're
like,
saying. No, I understand what you're saying because what you just said, how the body's always healing itself. If it fucked up at one point,
yes,
forget it's
like
a TMAU.
some of us might have just been born without it, and some of us might just really just have it missing, and that's just even more fucked up. But for people who got it later, like if it triggered at a later age and it's the genetic one, why the hell it can't trigger back? Like that means something's there. It just turned off.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I
Mm-hmm.
definitely see
You
what
see
you're
what I'm
saying.
saying? For the people
You
that
know
were
what? I'm
born with
listening to you
this,
guys,
that
and
means
like
it was
you're
just
pointing like good questions, and like maybe a suggestion for you since you guys are hosting this podcast. I think it'd be really good for you to link up with Maria
My
since she's
bad.
in
I missed
contact
some of
with a
that. I'm
lot of
sorry.
the physicians and everything through the Amiibo Foundation. Would you be open to having like maybe some of the doctors who are currently researching overseas do some of your live
yeah, we want
Yeah,
Pretty.
podcast
We
no,
with
want
you where you
Pretty.
could have like Q&A back and forths with them? You think that would be an idea of
hell yeah.
something that you would be interested in doing for the future,
Yeah, no,
maybe with
I've
some
been
of your
trying to get
podcasts?
I've been trying to get more
Yeah,
doctors, like more people in the medical field.
Yeah.
we want especially Dr.
Okay.
Pretty.
Yeah.
Okay. Dr.
But
George
yeah.
Petty. Oh yeah.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen,
My health center.
that was podcast number 10. And yeah, we'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.
All right.